shit, I forgot to turn down my BGM. But yay! Hajime. It evolved from yesterday, sadly, very, very sadly, pulled down, I guess that's the word for it, because BGM had some copyright issue. Sony music. But yeah, I didn't expect the BGM to cause an issue. I'll be thinking the singing part of the song, where you know the intro bit, would be causing an issue, but apparently not. It was the BGM. But no worries, we're still gonna get. I don't think the voice acting affects the what's that called? The copyright issue. I think, as far as I saw from the list that I was given, it was mostly the background music, the instrumental beats, you know, that was copyrighted. But it's okay. Today I went on a search and we got ourselves our own own music for the game, guys. You guys can hear it now, I think. Wait, hold up. There. It's fitting, right? I don't know how the audio level is gonna be like. Let me do a quick check after the stream catches up, because it's slow. Okay, the answer is that it's too fucking loud. Okay, I think should be better now. But it's fading. You can't see me wink, sadly. It was too soft. I hope now it's okay. I don't know. I'm looking on the mixers and it's like moving. I'm like, I think it's about the same. But it's quite soft by itself, so I can't really tell sometimes. Okay, it's perfect now. The credits for the BGM is located in the description. No worries. I do credit my findings. But yeah, let's get the stream started. So previously, yesterday we left off. Where is? Can we see our load points? Oh no, wait. I just want to see our load screen. Yeah. Let me do something real quick. It's too quiet for me otherwise. Let me make it audible for myself. Okay, now I hear the BGM. But yeah, yesterday we left off with two options. So one, we could continue on with the Hanasakaji-san story, where we chose, I think, the first option, or we can continue on with the second tale. So I did a quick research earlier and it's apparently 4 tales in total for this game, and I'm probably gonna do a tale stream. If not, it's too much dialogue to like log through by myself. My throat will die by the end of the day. I would finish my water too, so we'll be doing a story at the time. And we could revisit, I guess, finish up the options and see where it carries us, whether if it's the same path or not. I'm not too sure, honestly, because question marks. But let's go back there. Yeah. So what we chose was this. I want to make my own ending happen, and essentially what was a bad end happened in the Hanasakaji-san story. We can choose to do other options. I want to see what happens. Oh yeah, guys. You guys remember I kept saying that, oh, the main character's guy's voice sounds so familiar. I was wrong. It's the typical, you know, shonen voice, but it was Wataru something. I can't remember, but it's Wataru-san. But yeah. Let's get back. And just as Shirohime realized what she really wanted.
Shirohime-sama.
Lady Shirohime. She heard a soft voice speak up. She opened. Honestly, guys, I wanted to check the vote before it was taken down, but I couldn't remember if I chose the first or the second option. It's okay, you can quick load. Should we fast forward it? Let me fly through. Is this the same one? Yeah. Let's keep through. So, okay. So that means the second option brings us to the same thing. I think. Oh, it's the same. Wait, hold up. Let's try it. We're experimenting. Is it the same? Yep. So the first and second option brings you to the same thing. So that leaves the third option. It's the alternative end. I think this game only has two endings: the true end, bad end. I think the true end, which is I guess a good end.
Shirohime-sama.
She heard a soft voice speak up. Let's skip through again. Oh no, do we do all the weird... Oh god. Does that mean all three brings you to here? I'm curious. Or perhaps the option changed in the center. Fast forwarding through everything. Oh, does our current choice not affect our plot, I guess? It's the same thing. I guess this is a very quick recap for those people that did not see what happened yesterday. You met? Yes. Is it the same? So does that mean our choices? Oh, it could be a bad end or worse end. I don't know. Okay, no, okay. It's still the one ending. Okay. So maybe our option at the start does affect it, but or maybe it doesn't. But near the end, perhaps there's a finalizing decision to make. I don't know. I think I probably have to go search afterwards. Right, let's continue. We are back at the Urashima Taro tale. Yeah. But before that, we got a friend. Taro. Yes, we got a Toro friend. I have a very curious question. Sometimes chat does not appear on OBS and I wonder why. Hold up, let me quickly fix the issue. And I hope I don't crash the stream. Chrome, do not crash me. Please load. I just want to open chat. But yeah, you got a turtle friend. Let me move you. I guess here, I guess. If you guys don't know briefly what Urashima Taro's story is about, it's about a boy, not a boy, okay, a man that rescued a turtle. Yeah. And he got, I guess, rewarded with something. You guys will know what that thing is afterwards. Chat, please appear on screen. Why do you not appear? I don't understand. It's the same link. Wow. Chat appeared yesterday. Why is chat not appearing now? That's okay. It's okay, we don't need chat. I can look at chat on my phone. Let's continue. The first thing she felt was heat. Then came a smell of that lingered in her nose, and the sound of crashing and receding waves in her ears. She cautiously opened her eyes and saw an incredible blue sky, and sea that stretched as far as the eye could see. The sun was high in the sky, its ray searing all land without mercy and highlighting the towering thunderheads in the sky with iridescent lining. Oh god, what was the voice that I gave her yesterday? The beach. No. Shirohime took in a deep breath of sea breeze. Yes, this was a beach in the hottest part of summer. Gone was the tranquil simplicity of the late autumn forest and the early spring village. In this place was lively scenery that shimmered with fiery heat.
白姫、これは何の映像した？
What book is this, Shirohime? Kurofude asked. Shirohime looked at the title of the book she was holding.
Urashima Taro というお話だそうです。
Urashima Taro, I believe it is called. My voice.
この浦島太郎というのはどなたかのお名前なのでしょうか？
Urashima Taro, that sounds like the name of a person.
ああ、そうだよ。主人公の名前がそのまま表題になっている。
It is. Now you mention it. The title of the story is named after the main character's name.
そうなのですか。
I see. Kurofude's answer came so quickly, it gave Shirohime a pause.
なんだ？
Why are you looking at me like that?
黒筆さんはこのお話を知っているのですか？
Are you familiar with this tale, Kurofude?
知ってる。
I am. Kurofude nodded readily. Given the sterile way Kurofude treated books, Shirohime had assumed he was indifferent towards fairy tales. But considering that she had traveled the realms of illustrated books in Shirohime's absence, his knowledge of them should have come as no surprise.
ということはどのように歪みを正せばよいかももう分かっているのでしょうか？
Would that also mean that you know how to correct the distortion here?
いや、この絵像紙が俺の知っている浦島太郎とは限らない。別の結末につながっている可能性もある。
Honestly, this whole game just gives you the vibes of people not liking canon and making their own fanfics. That's what the whole game is about at this point. No, you can't be sure this is the Urashima Taro that I'm familiar with. This one could end differently for all I know.
つまり
So, in other words? Shirohime blinked a few times, considered the matter, and arrived at one thought.
前におっしゃっていたように人々の思いを受けてお話が次第に変わっていくことがあるから黒筆さんの知るものとは違うかもしれないのですね。
Stories change over time as people's thoughts influence them. As you see, therefore, it could possibly be different from the one you know, correct?
そういうことだ。
Me and my Shirohime voice is not doing it today. Ugh. I was fine singing with it earlier. Why? Yes, I'm recording another song. No, I'm not telling it. Hopefully I'll get it in time before the deadline I set for myself. It's in the works. It's pain. Precisely.
君はさっきわらしべ長者について話してくれたが、あれも話の流れは一つっきりじゃない。
Like the story you shared, Urashima Choja, that has variants of its own.
そうなのですか？
Is that so?
ああ。
Yes.
君が読んだのは確か観音様のお告げを受けた若者の話だったろう。
What you read was the story of a young man who received the goddess Kanon's guidance, right?
その他にも大 大金持ちの娘と結婚しようとした若者が娘の父親から無理難題を出されて四苦八苦する。
There's
そんな
another.
導入の
Nope,
ものもある。
it's not that speaking. There's another version where instead the young man wants to marry a rich man's daughter, and her father challenges him with impossible tasks. Wait, I feel like I've read this version before. It's like a very bizarre story.
そ
I
れ
don't
は
know.
お話の始めからかなり違うものなのですね。
That changes the beginning of the story considerably. Shirohime was impressed and more fascinated than ever by the idea of fairy tales.
花坂じいさんのおじいさんはご自分のお話についてたった一つの運命だとおっしゃっていましたが、
The old man in Hanasaka Jisan said that his story only had one fate. That statement seemed to be both true and false. Nah, I checked. Nah, it's still both false. I did both 3 options. It did not work. Maybe it's my fault. I don't know. And the illustrated book itself had but one ending, but there were infinite other possibilities to be found on bookshelves outside the book's pages.
それはおとぎ話に限らずなのかもしれません。
Oh god, are we getting into
人の
multiverse?
一生だってきっと
That applies to more than fairy tales. I imagine even the person's life.
不思議なものですね。
What a very curious concept. Shirohime gazed at the binding of Urashima Taro in wonder before finally opening it to the first page. Do we get to see Torto soon? Oh, it's cute! Green guy. The first pages of Hanasaka Jisan have been riddled with wormholes, but this one seems slightly more intact at the start. Once upon a time, there was an upstanding and kind-hearted young man named Urashima Taro. One day, Urashima Taro was walking on a beach when he happened upon a group of children jeering at something. Curious, he stepped over to see what was going on. There, he found the sentence was cut short due to the large worm-eaten hole. Oh no! Totoro? It's a turtle. Oh. Shirohime looked up with a soft exclamation. The beach had been empty before, but now there were several figures dotting the landscape. In the world of picture books, time advanced and the gears of fate turned as Shirohime and Kurofude's eyes traced over the words on the pages. Shirohime was once again struck by the intimidating thought that they were responsible for the outcome of the people's story. Yeah, that's scary. It's
あ
like,
ちらにいらっしゃるのが浦島さんでしょうか。
I mean, as an author, you're just writing words, but it's essentially just creating worlds, I think. Wow, profound words from an author that has not updated for a very long time. I'm sorry. That man over there, would that be Urashima? Shirohime asked, casting her eyes towards one of the figures that had popped up on the beach. He was a strapping young man, dressed in a baggy attire. The fishing gear he carried suggested that he was a fisherman by trade. He was walking over to the group of children with a perplexed look on his well-tanned face.
おそらくそうだ
Did we get a close-up of Urashima Taro's face? He looks cute. I would say so. Kurofude affirmed. After studying him for a moment, he added an additional observation.
な。俺たちのことは見えないらしい。
Oh,
案内人が他にいる。
cannot guide be the Totoro? He doesn't seem to notice us. Our guide must be someone else. As Kurofude spoke, the young man looked right past them with no sign of noticing them. Dang it, if he doesn't see us, I can't get a close-up of him. No. I can't speak. Kurofude had explained before that the only person in an illustrated book that could see them or talk to them was the book's guide. In Hanasaka Jisan, that role had fallen to the main protagonist, Old Man's Flowers, but it appeared to be someone else in Urashima Taro.
ともかく、シミを探そうか。
Well, let's find ourselves a bookworm.
わかりました。
Honestly, if I'm a VTuber that works with book, I want to call my chat bookworms. It's so cute, right? Shirohime gave a nod with a serious expression that softened after a moment. There was a single hermit crab skittering away at the water's edge, near where they stood. Its shell was adorably misshapen. Ah, the little bookworm. It's so cute. It's like a carp. Oh, the one they, not a carp, but is it a carp? Catfish, yes, that's the one thing. Shirohime picked it up. The way it squeaked and flapped its familiar-looking wings from the fins, not wings, from the shell's hole gave it away as a bookworm.
シミとはこのような小細工もするのですね。
I never knew bookworms are capable of such craftsmanship.
なかなかシャレっ気のあるやつだ。
It's definitely got some style. Shirohime smiled softly at the way it flailed about in her ends. Kurofude made his remark in a dry tone that was hard to define as serious or joking. The bookworm melted into ink in Shirohime's hands as they spoke. By now used to this routine, Shirohime poured the ink into Kurofude's brush case. For those that don't know what's happening, the girl asked, can make the bookworms into ink, where we used to restore the book essentially. For a split second, something felt slightly out of place. The ink from bookworms carried the properties of the kotodama that inhabited it. Something she could tell about the ink heat and texture. But the way this ink felt was very indistinct.
どうした？
What's wrong?
いえ、墨の手応えが何やらおかしいのです。あやふやで捉えようがなくて。
Only that I find the ink rather hard to touch and indefinable quality that I can't quite put my finger on.
まるでそうですね。いくつかの異なる墨を混ぜてしまったような。
Almost as though perhaps some other ink was mingled in it.
何？
Really?
そんなこ
That
と今まで一度もない。
never happened before. Kurofude drew the brush from his brush case with a skeptical look. He peered intently at the brush inky tip, but could not find anything amiss.
とにかく記してみるか。
Well, I'll try writing with it and see what happens. Kurofude scrawled a beautiful kanji in the air with his practiced brush strokes. As he described it, the writing was not done by Kurofude himself. Instead, the brush read the ink's kotodama and uses Kurofude's body to write it out. As such, Kurofude would have no way of knowing what would emerge if there were multiple sources of ink mixed together, however. Kame! Turtle?
カメ？
A kanji appeared in the air, no different from usual. Kurofude's brush seemed to have used up all the ink, writing this kanji with no other words forthcoming.
特におかしなところはないようだな。
I don't see anything out of the ordinary with this one. They watched as the word for turtle flew into the book. The wormhole was neatly filled, restoring the damage.
気のせいだったのでしょうか。
Perhaps my imagination was overreactive.
I cried voice cracking for Shirohime. Shirohime felt both relieved and apologetic for causing fuss. But before she could deliver a proper apology, Kurofude leaned in and gestured to where the story picked up again.
まあ、何事もなく埋まったのならよかった。
Well,
話はどんな風に続いている？
well, at least we prepared it without any trouble. How would the story play out now?
はい。
Yes.
What in the world is happening to my neighbors? Nah. I hope you can't hear it, guys. What is that? What is this? Nah, guys, sometimes I suspect the neighbors upstairs has like a weird dungeon thing going on. The way they open the door sounds so creepy. Shirohime followed his finger and looked toward the second half of the sentence. Ah, turtle! My turtle's cuter. Curious, he stepped over to see what was going on. There, he found a turtle lying helplessly on its back as children poked it with a stick. The shadow in the midst of the group of children regained its form as she recited the full sentence. Likewise, Urashima Taro saw what was happening.
こらこら、おやめなさい。亀がかわいそうだろ
Now sit here, stop that. What are you doing to the poor turtle? He called out loudly and ran over to the children. Turtle. Urashima dominates the children sternly, but they were having so much fun that they refused to do as he said.
嫌だね。俺たちはこの亀と遊んでやってるだけなんだ。
Come on, we're just playing with the turtle. Yeah,
そうだ
turtle.
よ。そんなにひどいことはしてないって。
Yeah, we're not doing anything bad.
第一、この亀は俺たちが見つけたんだぜ。どうしようと俺たちの勝手だろ。
I feel like the kids have not been bitten by a turtle before. It's not nice. Not that I've been bitten by one. We found it first. Anyways, finders keepers. Shirohime heard the children's night back talk to Urashima Taro. Shirohime paled at the painful sight of the turtle, flailing its leg in the air, helplessly at the children's feet. Luckily, its salvation came soon enough.
まったくしょうがない奴らだな。
What a bunch of rascals you are.
それじゃその亀はこれで私が買おう。
Oh no.
私の亀になったのならどうしようと私次第というわけだ。
No, I want that fight. Do not bribe the kids. Fine, I'll pay you for the turtle. Now it's mine to do with as I see fit. Urashima resorted to paying the children money for the turtle. The children, happy to have coin to spend, left the turtle be without a second thought. Turtle.
ひどい目にあったね。もう大丈夫だから海に帰りなさい。
Poor thing. That must have been awful for you. You're safe now. Go on back to sea.
よかった。
Oh, thank goodness.
Shirohime let out a sigh of relief and relaxed the hand that she had unconsciously clenched into a fist. Glancing over, she saw that Kurofude looked his usual calm and impassive self as he looked on. Shirohime was aware how absorbed in stories she could become. Yet even this degree of overinvestment made her blush in the face of Kurofude's restraint.
浦島さん、助けてくれてありが
The
とう。
turtle talks.
Thank you for saving me, Urashima.
Meanwhile, the turtle spoke aloud, just as the story told, to which Urashima Taro looked taken aback. Imagine if the turtle spoke in front of kids, man. Rip. Gons. GG. The turtle offered to show its gratitude by taking Urashima Taro to the Dragon Palace at the bottom of the sea.
竜宮城にいやそれは
The Dragon Palace? I couldn't possibly. Wow, good way to drown, guys.
気持ちだけでいいよ
Do。not drown.
海の底なんて遠いし第一息ができないだろう。
Wait, give me a sec. I need to cough. I'm good. My throat. I appreciate the sentiment, but the bottom of the sea is very far away, and I wouldn't be able to breathe.
いえ、大丈夫です。万事私にお任せください。この背に乗ってくだされば人泳ぎで着きますし、陸の人でも快適に過ごせるようになっています。
Don't worry, leave everything to me. Ride on my back, and we will arrive in only a few strokes. It's perfectly comfortable for land dwellers too.
How many land dwellers did they bring down? Is this kidnapping, guys?
ですからどうかいらしてくだ
Or
さいませ。
man napping at this point?
ぜひともご恩をお返ししたいのです。
So, please, you're more than
あなた
welcome.
はうちの恩人ですから。
I would love nothing more than to properly repay you for saving my life.
As Shirohime watched the turtle insist, something nagged at the back of her mind, causing her to gasp softly.
何かあったか
Something wrong?
い
No,
Shirohime was averse to the idea of yet another instance of her making a fuss about potentially nothing, as she had wreathed with the way ink had felt. But there was no fooling Kurofude. He eyed the turtle intently.
あいつは君が違和感を覚えていた炭からできたやつだからな。少し用心して見ていた方がいいのかもしれない。
I mean, the turtle is a very interesting shade of colors. So maybe a bit sassy turtle. That's the turtle whose ink made you feel strange before. A bit of caution, maybe in order with that one.
わかりました。
alright.
Me and Shirohime is not Gucci today. Maybe because I sang too much earlier. The turtle and Urashima Taro wrapped up their discussion while the two of them spoke. Urashima Taro was hesitant at first, but he was touched by the turtle's gratitude and curious about the Dragon Palace. He decided to accept the offer. Yay! Look at, I had it in my thumbnail, but the turtle riding guy. Urashima Taro climbed on the turtle's back. The turtles plunged into the sea and swam against the waves. Just as the narration described, Urashima Taro and the turtle carrying him went straight out to the sea and swam with no hesitation whatsoever. The turtle had been so sluggish on the ground, but was now parting the waves and gaining distance with incredible speed. At first, they could see Urashima Taro's upper back above the water surface, but as the turtle swam further out, he gradually sank under the waves.
They are gone.
Shirohime, no, Shirohime, come back to me. Shirohime smoked forlornly, as though it was her that had sunk beneath the waves. Being a fairy tale, it was easy to guess that Urashima Taro would not simply drown to death as one normally would. Yes, please, I don't think I need to give such a warning, but do not follow random turtles out to sea and then drown, okay? You can watch them from a distance, don't disturb them. But the sight of a person sinking into water was so striking to her, it threatened that very perception. We should follow them. Which was why Kurohore's calm remark left her genuinely surprised.
Follow them? How will we do that?
He wasn't suggesting that they make their way through the waves like the turtle had, right? Kurofure chuckled lightly when Shirohime looked at him in trepidation. Just turn the page. Alright. You know what? Shirohime says a lot of wakarimashita. Like, I cannot. Shirohime felt a mixture of relief and sheepiness, hard to describe. She turned the page, wishing she could simply run off instead. No, please. Then... came up into the ocean. Her vision suddenly went dark, and she heard a splash, and the sound of air flattening. The searing sunlight, the thunderheads in the bright blue sky, the sea's horizons, the scenery present previously was wiped away before her eyes. Oh, so pretty. Oh my god, this is like a very good background, guys. Any CE video, but this is a good background. It was replaced in the blink of an eye with a quiet realm where everything was pale. A carpet of sand that stretched as far as the eye could see, seaweed that swayed to and fro, schools of shiny, silvery fish. Is this? Bubbles came out as she spoke, flitting past her face like shooting stars. The bottom of the sea. Where they stood could only be described as sad. The next picture of the illustrated book depicted the same illustration as what they were looking at now. In fact, the undersea realm depicted on the book's page must have been the reason why they came here. How very curious. Shirohime murmured softly and continued reading. Turtle. I think the turtle is only in that scene. It's so sad. As the turtle progressed, he did not drown beneath the waves. He could breathe as easily as he did on land. And even his clothing stayed dry. Oh, I wish I had that. Don't we all wish to walk out in the rain with your clothes dry? Urashima Taro was thoroughly delighted as the turtle swam through the water. Finally, they arrived at the Dragon Palace, a splendid undersea palace. The Dragon Palace. No one could have mistaken the place that stood towering in the distance as anything but a splendid palace. Its splendor stood out from its deep, dark blue surroundings by some contrivance of firefly-like luminous motes floating around it. It had white walls and with colorful pearls, vermilion pillars and parapets, and her roof didn't iridescent sheen like the underside of a seashell.
綺麗
How lovely! Shirohime made her way to the palace, a sigh of awe coming out as more bubbles. It was hard to move underwater. Their footsteps were wobbly at best. When they finally made it through the front gate, they couldn't spot Urashima Taro or the turtle. They must have been escorted inside already. The white cobblestones at their feet led to an elegant set of stones stairs up the stair ahead. At the top of the stairs stood a massive set of double doors that remained open, as though welcoming Shirohime and Kurofude inside.
Airo,
Here we go. That's trespassing Kurofude, but okay. As Shirohime hesitantly stood in place, Kurofude took her hand and started ascending the stairs without delay.
黒筆さん勝手に入っても良いのでしょうか
Kurofude, can we truly go inside?
いいに決まってる。話が進まないからな。
Of course we can. The story won't advance otherwise. Shirohime let out breath. She had no ready reply to that. Kurofude's gait was by no means hurried, but his hands felt practically burning hot, and it left Shirohime shaken.
またあの感覚
There it is again, that sensation.
Shirohime pressed a free hand to her chest and looked down. That time, Kurofude had extended his hand to her from the tree branches in Hanasakachi-san. That time, Kurofude had smiled to Shirohime in the storehouse not too long ago. Whatever it was clamoring from behind the white fog, it sought her out again. Something dizzying, a flower, poison, sunlight.
これは懐かしさでしょうか
Is this familiar fondness?
Fondness. Ah, God, English. Shirohime took guess at what it was. Since she had certainly journeyed through fairy tales with Kurofude in the past, a pang of nostalgia was to be expected. Undoubtedly, the undaunted Kurofude had guided the more timid Shirohime in the past. But Shirohime felt as though someone beyond the fog was objecting.
懐かしいけれどきっとそれだけではない
This is a familiar fondness that I feel, but there's more to it than that.
I have a very persistent phlegm in my throat right now. It's causing me problems. Let me just try to cough it out. Give me a sec again. I think it's out. I can't tell. I still feel stuck. Suddenly, she heard bubbling around her. To what end had this thing reached out to her? Then, something suddenly became very clear to Shirohime.
私は恐れている
Am I afraid?
A shiver ran down her spine. I need a shiver down my throat. As soon as she named the vague sense lurking in her heart, it felt as though it regained its full form. She could not tell exactly what she was afraid of. Was it her faded memories? Herself? Kurofude? Or someone else she had met on her journeys? Regardless, somewhere deep within Shirohime's mind lurked not a fondness but a fear for what lay beyond the fog.
ああ、悪い。痛かったか。
Oh, sorry. Did I hurt you? Kurofude abruptly turned away from her and released the hand he's been holding. Shirohime's hand was drained of its color, cold as ice, and trembling. No wonder Kurofude had wondered if he had been too forceful. Oh, she's not Gucci. Shirohime took a few ragged breaths and shook her head. Was she answering his question or trying to shake off the fear welling up within her? Even she couldn't be sure.
そうでないとするなら、なんだ顔色がおかしい。
Then tell me what's the matter. You don't look well. Are you feeling sick?
いえ
No. Shirohime searched for the right words, then gave up and went quiet. She could tell Kurofude's concern was genuine, but she wasn't certain that her fears were worth sitting out loud. Oh God. throat. Why are you doing this to me now when I need stream? I go fine the whole day, I think. Kurobore seemed uncertain in his own right. When he saw Shirohime looking troubled, he would always extend a casual hand, but he never intruded upon her inner thoughts more than strictly necessary. He seemed to be stuck, trying to figure out whether Shirohime needed intervention or needed to be left alone. That was the impression he gave.
何をグズグズしているの？来るなら早くなさいよ。
How are you going to stand around? How are you going to stand around forever? If you're coming, then get a move on. Their impasse was broken by a sharp female voice. They looked towards the source of the voice and saw a figure approaching them from beyond the doors. Ah, she's so pretty. Oh, wait, is she? No, she's not naked. The coloring of the dress make her look naked, but she's not. I mean, you know, try censor this. Do I need to censor this? I don't think so. There, they saw a setting of resplendent color. It was a glorious depiction, the sea from dawn to dusk, and in all its glorious hues. It complemented the elegant demeanor of the woman who wore it with a modest, scaly luster as it swayed between the fins swimming in the water.
随分とお久しぶりね。黒筆に白のお姫様。
It has been quite some time, Kurofure, Princess of White. Her features was every bit as lovely as her attire. She spoke with a smile that had a pale blue light of its own. The fact that she saw them and addressed them directly meant that she had to be their guide in the tale of Urashima Taro. While Shirohime could piece this much together, there was something else that didn't quite sit. That didn't quite sit right with her. I can't read today either, guys. Yeah. While the woman showed them warm affection, her eyes had a hint of melancholy and were mysteriously weepy. Something about this intricate gaze felt familiar to her.
何もおかしなことはありません。お久しぶりということは、私はその昔、この方と会っているのでしょう。
Why would that look give me pause? She said herself. It has been quite some time, so undoubtedly I have met this person before.
でも、
But still, the lady seemed different to the one she once knew, like a copy of a key that doesn't quite live up to the original. As Hirome grappled with this frustration within,
何ポカンとしちゃって。相変わらず可愛いのね。
Oh, that's so cute. One-san, she's One-san. What are you gaping like a fish for? You're as precious as ever. The woman giggled behind her sleeve and turned on her heel.
さあ、ついてらっしゃい。話は後。宴はもう始まっているわ。
Come along now, we can talk later. The banquet is already underway. The woman walked with a kimono trailing behind her, looking like the most beautiful fish in the sea. Shirohime and Kurofure followed in silence. Oh, it's so pretty in the inside as well. Why would it mean possible? The inside of the building was not filled with water. It had the same breathable air as the land above. They no longer had to struggle through open waters, and it was much brighter inside, allowing Shirohime relief enough to open their book once more. In the Dragon Palace, Urashima Taro was greeted by Otohime, ruler of this splendid castle. It was easy to infer that this beautiful woman and their gracious guide was none other than Otohime herself. When Otohime learned that Urashima Taro had come to the turtle rescue, she threw him a luxurious banquet as a reward. The only reason why I know of this story, I think, is because as a kid I was watching Journey to the West. I'm pretty sure they incorporated that into the thing with Monkey King, you know, with the monk. Though I don't know what is it called in English.
But yeah, and I'm pretty sure if they eat the food there, they kind of stuck there forever. I don't know. I can't remember. Oh no, wait, I remember something else. There's Sayuki. Same Journey to the West, but Japanese anime version of it. And the monk has a gun. So yeah. Otohime led them into the grand hall straight out of the book illustration. So pretty, oh my god. And just as the book spoke of, there was a banquet underway in Urashima Taro's honor. Amid swaying seaweed and brilliant flowers of coral, school cups and flounders danced as lightly and gracefully as flower sprites. Urashima Taro was positively captivated by the sheer splendor of this highly heartfelt show of hospitality. Urashima was not the only one captivated. So was Tsuruhime. The paper lanterns, their flames giving off a warm glow, created a lovely contrast against the sea's deep blue, so deep the light couldn't reach it. Amidst the light and shadows floated red coral, lustrous seaweed, and silvery walls. Ladies clad in flowing silks flitted about like revolving lanterns. The scene was depicted in all its glory in the book, but seeing it in reality was something else entirely. Nah, the lady is definitely wearing a G-string, oh god. She's wearing a thong, I should probably, heck. I need to censor this, this is not the best thing, but I'll block the text off. Yeah. Those ladies there. No, I can't, I keep on stroking me, I'm just gonna speak in normal. Today, my throat is not cooperating. And neither is chat. Why is chat still not showing up? I don't get it. Yesterday you were fine. Why chat? It's okay. Toto is not blocking. After watching for some time, Shirohime spoke up hesitantly to Otohime when a question crossed her mind. Shirohime was looking towards the dancing ladies. They didn't seem to match the descriptions of cup and flounder. Well, Shirohime didn't quite finish asking her question. Otohime nonetheless answered as if she had.
ダイやヒラメには人の姿になってもらったの。浦島様は陸の方だから強豪にはその方がいいだろうと思って。
Yes, I had the carp and flounder take on human form. I thought they would make a much more suitable entertainment for a land dweller like Sir Urashima.
さて、あの人が夢中になっている間、少し話でもしましょうか。
Now then, why don't you chat while he's distracted? Otohime turned to face them once more behind a pillar in the grand hall. While she could not leave the banquet for long, she was undoubtedly eager to catch up with Shirohime. However, I actually love the coral kind of thing she has going on. Hold up, let me move the turtles. Why you dressed so scantily, woman? Huh? Okay. You don't remember? Otohime's beautiful long slit eyes widened the news that Shirohime had amnesia.
どこからどこまで忘れたの？
How much has it for?
私のことは？
Her eyes are so pretty though. I like the blue and pink.
全部って。
How much have you forgotten? What about me? You have forgotten everything, haven't you? Could you forget everything? While the old man had accepted the news readily, Otohime was utterly incredulous. Otohime was flushed as she barged them with questions, as though something about Shirohime being a black slate was upsetting to her.
最初は自分の名前すら思い出せなかったみたいだ。
She couldn't even remember her own name at first, from what I could tell.
はい。思い出そうとしても何一つ思い出せず。申し訳ありません。
Yes, I kept trying to remember, but nothing ever comes, and I am deeply sorry. I cannot live.
謝らなくていいけど。
You don't have to apologize,
それで一番 really. 不便なのは あんた自身なんだし。
I'm sure you're more put out over this than anyone.
エゾウシの修復については問題ないようだ。その点は安心してくれていい。
Don't worry about the book mending. She can still handle that just fine.
バカね、黒筆。そんなこと聞いてないわ。
Kurofude, silly boy. That's the last thing on my mind. Kurofude tried to speak up reassuringly, but Otohime shut him down firmly.
エゾウシの修復なんてどうでもいいのよ。いや、どうでもよくはないけど。
I don't care a bit about book mending. Well, no, maybe I do care a bit, but anyways.
私たちのことよりもまずこの子の記憶の修復をした方がいいんじゃないの？
Don't you think mending her memories should be a higher priority than mending us?
何
You're
も
not
か
wrong.
も忘れてしまうだなんて随分と不安なことでしょ。
Forgetting everything must be terrifying for the poor girl. Otohime's aloof, pearly beauty belied the warmth she carried within her. Shirohime wasn't certain how to respond to the look of open sympathy Otohime was giving her. Everyone else had simply treated her memory loss as a fact of life. Otohime was the first to characterize her as deserving of pity of it.
いえ、大丈夫です。ありがとうございます。
I am alright, Julie. Thank you for your concern.
なんというか、こうもすっきりと忘れてしまうと、かえって不安に思うこともなく。
Perhaps I could say, forgetting everything actually leaves me with less to worry about.
そうなの？
Wait, really?
はい。不思議なことに、そうなのです。私にとっては、今の私が全てですから。
Yes, strangely enough, to me, my present self is all that I am.
Shirohime struggled to find the right way to put it into words, and even then it was a clumsy showing, but Otohime seemed to get the idea.
まあ、そうね。
You
そ
know,
ういうものかもね。
maybe you're right.
私たちがエゾウシの穴を埋めてほしいって思うのは、中途半端に元のお話が残っているからかも。
My lady here is having an existential crisis. I can't do anything about you. You're trying to fix your books, lady. Maybe the reason you want the holes in our stories filled is because other parts of the story are still there.
ある日突然真っ白な紙になったのなら、きっとそれはそれでいいって思うわ。
True.
なん
There's
だって好きなことを書き込めるものね。
I don't know whether if there's a very bleak or very positive view of life. If we woke up one day to nothing but blank pages, I'm sure we'll be fine with it. We could fill them with whatever we wanted after all. Her view was very close to Shirohime's own. Shirohime nodded readily in agreement. Otohime let out an exhale of breath that was neither a sigh nor a laugh. She studied Shirohime for a moment.
それに、
Oh wait,
あんたらしいとも思うわ。
she moved. I need to move you.
昔から物分かりが良くて、手のかからないいい子だものね。
Besides, it's fair on you. You've always been a sweet girl, quick on the uptick, never imposing on others.
何でもかんでも与えられるものを素直に受け取って、自分をそれに合わせてしまうの。
You
そ
accept,
れこそ、まっさらな紙みたいに。
you accept everything placed upon you, and adjust yourself to it. That's what I would call a blank page. Otohime purred fondly into Shirohime's ear, leaving her wondering if the words were meant to be a compliment at all. She's just calling me an airhead, that's what she is. She looked up at Otohime questioningly, but Otohime smiled even a leering gaze, as deep and enigmatic as the sea itself, offering no hint as to her intent.
そう思っているなら、あんまりからかうな。
If you really think that, then don't test her. Kurofude interjected. He spoke no differently from usual, but there was a hint of irritation in his tone.
お前にとってはざれ言でも、白姫にとっては一つ一つが世界や自分を知るための大事な手がかりなんだ。
Oh no, his voice also now reminds me of Kamiya.
It might be all in good fun to you, but as far as Shirohime is concerned, every word is another valuable piece of insight into the world and herself.
あら、ごめんなさいね。相変わらず過保護なんだから。
Oh, I beg your pardon. You always were overprotective of her. Otohime gave an exaggerated pout and cast Kurohore a chiding look.
わざわざ白姫を戸惑わせるような物言いをするから釘を刺したまでだ。
I wouldn't have to be if you weren't saying things designed to confuse her.
私は別に
She moved
戸惑
again.
わせようだなんて。
Can you stop moving, lady? Lady, I'm trying to censor you. I'm hardly doing anything of that sort.
ただ白姫が昔と同じようにくるくると表情を変えるからもっと見たくなって調子に乗ったって
Actually,
いう
wait.
のはあるかもね。
I just realized, do I need to censor here or up here? I don't know. I think here is more concerning, I think. Yeah, 100%. That said, Shirohime is as expressive and reactive as ever. Maybe I got a wee bit carried away trying to see all her different faces.
白姫は万華鏡じゃない。
Shirohime isn't a kaleidoscope. Shirohime listened to the two in silence until then. The way Kurofude delivered that line with a straight face was too funny. A giggle escaped her.
なんだどうした
What is it?
あんたが急に半地物めいたこと言うからでしょ。
Probably the loaded remarks you're making.
半地物
Loaded how?
いいわもう。
They're
つ
so
くづく
cute.
お似合いよあんたたち。
Oh, never mind. You two really are cut out for each other. Otohime sighed deeply and gave up on a barren discussion as a waste of time. Then she looked back at Shirohime like something just occurred to her.
あ、そうだ。
Oh, yes.
これだけは覚えてなさいよ。あんたの白姫って名前ね。
Oh,
私がつけてあげたの。
do you remember one thing? That name of yours, Shirohime. I'm the one who gave it to you.
そうなのですか？
Is that so?
そうよ。つけたと言っても、あんたの格好から白のお姫様って呼んでいたのが縮まって馴染んだってだけだけど。
Yes, it is. I called you Princess of White because of your appearance. Then I shortened it and made it into a nickname.
覚えておきます。
I will remember that.
え？
Oh,
こ
that's
れ
so
ばかりは
cute.
もう二度と忘
She's
れちゃ
so
ダメよ。
Nazunoya.
寂しいからね。
Good. Don't forget it again. It will make me quite sad if you did. Oh god, stop moving, lady. Oh my god. Actually, wait, she's perfect here. Otohime gave a mischievous smile, then turned, with the conversation at a good stopping point.
それじゃあ、私はお話の中に戻るわ。あんたたちも後でせいぜいもてなしてやるから、ゆっくりしていきなさい。
I'd better get back to the story. I'll be entertaining you two plenty later. So stick around and make yourself at home.
ありがとうございます。
Ah, the voice tone to come out. Thank you. Oh, so really. I hope she's dressed more. You know. In this situation. Okay, now move my Totoro back to me. Otohime returned to the banquet, where she took a seat next to Urashima Taro and started pouring him a sake. Urashima Taro looked hesitant at first, but as he conversed back and forth with Otohime, it started to look like he was genuinely enjoying himself. Shirohime saw herself reflected in the way he was reacting to Otohime. He was shy around the otherworldly beauty at first, but Otohime's friendliness gradually won him over. She saw her own expression in his.
初めはただ、なんて綺麗な方なんだろうと思いましたが、とても温かくて面白いお方ですね。
At first, I was struck by her beauty, but she is very warm and engaging.
Shirohime aired her thoughts and Kurofude smiled in reminiscence.
最初はあんなに砕けた印象じゃなかったの。
She was hardly that informal at first, you know.
もっと取り澄ました感じだったのが何度か会ううちに変わってきたんだ。
She used to act more aloof, but that changed as we met with her more often.
そうなのですか？
Is that so?
Shirohime tilted her head curiously. Otohime's straightforward, refreshing way of talking seemed such a perfect fit for her. It was hard to imagine her acting aloof at all.
乙姫様も人見知りをなさっていたのでしょうか？
Perhaps Lady Otohime is shy around strangers?
どうだろう。そういうのとは縁がなさそうに見えるけどな。
Somehow, I strongly doubt that. She doesn't look like the type to me.
確かに。
Give me a sec. Let me grab my chapstick. My lips are dry as heck. I think it's the AC. But yeah, chapstick. Chapsticks are important thing. Stay hydrated. I stay hydrated, but it still doesn't stop lips from going dry. Yeah. Yes, I suppose you are right. They nodded to one another and looked on at Otohime's banquet. It's cold. Let me cover myself. I'm vibing to the background music I chose. It's a good fit, honestly. The banquet continued for a long time. Shirohime and Kurofude were invited to another room and treated to fancy cuisine and dancing. Urashima banquet continued even when they had finished.
まだページはめくれませんね。
The page still has yet to turn.
Shirohime murmured from behind a pillar where she observed the banquet. Go on with no end in sight. The way that lashed the book would, it would not turn the page until the scene was finished playing out. Meaning that the banquet they were witnessing must come to an end before the story could move on.
長い。そういえば前もこうだった。
It's taking forever and always did.
それだけ浦島さんへのご恩が深いということなのでしょうね。
Perhaps that shows us how grateful she is towards Urashima.
I feel like Shirohime is slowly turning into a baba. I'm sorry. Kurofude rolled his eyes, but Shirohime smiled and gave the situation a more charitable interpretation. She was delighted in the story's development, seeing a young man being rewarded for paying out for all his pocket to keep a turtle safe.
それもあるだろうが、あいつはとにかく派手好きだからな。
That might be part of it, but she mainly likes a flashy party.
俺たちの立場から言えば、話が進まないのは歯がゆいが、早めに切り上げろというのも野暮だし。
It's a tad bit off-putting for us to be stuck at this point in the story, but it would be just as rude to us to cut it short for our benefit.
まあまあ、いつかは終わることですし、気長に待ちましょう。
Yes, Shiroko, she's very pretty.
It will end eventually. Let us be patient.
Oh, she's so pretty, oh my god, really? Shiroko, you're right. Just as Shirohime smoothly avoided engaging in Kurofude's grousing, Urashima Taro finally rose from his seat of honor at the banquet's table.
おもてなしをありがとうございます。もうそろそろ私はおいとましようと思います。
Thank you for your most generous hospitality, but I should probably be going now. Shirohime looked at Kurofude, relieved that things were wrapping up. But Kurofude's pain expression showed no sign of softening. She was glaring at Otohime and Urashima in open annoyance.
もうお帰りになるだなんて本当に欲のない方ですね。
Leaving so soon? You truly are an unselfish man.
あなた様は恩人なのですから遠慮なさることはありません。私の大切な亀を助けてくださったご恩はとても一夜では返しきれませんわ。
You didn't stand no ceremony,
My gratitude to you for saving my dear Toto cannot be repaid in a single night. Otohime's tone was refined and alluring, nothing at all the tone that she used to speak with Shirohime in Kurofude.
どうかもう一日もう一日だけで良いのです。どうかこの竜宮城でおくつろぎくださいませんか。
Please, why don't you spend one more day availing yourself of the Dragon Palace hospitality? What is one more day between friends? She cannot be serious.
そこまでおっしゃるのなら
Urashima, where's your backbone? If you absolutely insist, then I must accept. But Hirohime exclaimed before catching herself, quickly covering her mouth. Kurofude patted her shoulder.
そういう次第だ。明日も長いぞ。
Speaking from experience, that's how the story goes. Settle in for another long day tomorrow. I'm so sad. Content with the night's proceeding, Urashima Taro motioned to take his leave when Lady Otohime insisted he say, I simply cannot leave this step unpaid. Just one more night. And Urashima Taro accepted, touched by her offer. When the page finally turned, it was to that passage. Now, Shirohime understood why Kurofude was so openly bored when he was usually so stoic. As Shirohime rose from her slumber, her mind drifted from one place to another. She knew she had a dream about something, but what something was, she couldn't quite remember.
夢はアダバナ。
Dreams are like Adabana.
どれほど美しく咲いていても冷めてしまえば何も。
No matter how many of them bloom, no matter how beautiful they are gone when you wake. She clumsily read back in her mind the analogy someone had once told her. The person's voice had firm and confident. It was the tone of someone who cannot, for how empty or fleeting their words were.
アダバナ。私もそうなのでしょうか。
Adabana, is that what I am? Someone inside Shirohime asked.
私は夢の中でのみ咲くアダバナの一つなのでしょうか。
Am I an Adabana, only blooming in dreams? The voice that spoke sounded so forlorn, but another voice inside of Shirohime sought to soothe her.
ひとときでも咲けるのならばそれで十分ではありませんか。
To bloom even for the fleeting moment is better than to have never bloomed at all, don't you think? Shirohime opened her eyes. The two conversation raced within her mind, melted away to nothing. Yet these things were lost on Shirohime. The dream and how it had made her feel, the ensuing discussion, all were lost to the fog of forgetfulness.
朝でしょうか夜でしょうか。
Is it morning? Is it evening? The only concern she had for now was the present. It was difficult to tell the time in the Dragon Palace. The sun's rays did not reach the seabed, leaving the castle lit only by lantern light. She had been trying to maintain a sleep schedule of rising in the morning and sleeping at night, but with only her intuition to rely on, she was struggling.
目が覚めたからには朝なのでしょう。
The fact that I've woken must mean it's morning. Shirohime decided to set down that logic and climb out of the bed.
おはよう。エゾウシの様子はどうだ？
Good morning. How's the book progressing? When Shirohime came out upon Kurofude in the halls of the Dragon Palace, Kurofude offered a greeting and got on. I was thinking of briefing and greeting at the same time. And briefing came out and got on topic.
おはようございます。エゾウシは いつもと変わりません。
Good morning. The book is much the same.
Shirohime gave Kurofude a cursory greeting in turn, following a status update. They both sighed in unison. Beginning the day in poor spirits was inevitable. After all, they had begun and ended the same day, dozens of times right around. Again, on the next day too, Urashima Taro accepted Lady Otohime's heartfelt hospitality. The dancing was gorgeous, the sake was delicious, and the conversation with Lady Otohime was delightful. Urashima Taro was content in a way he had never felt before, and was far from weary at his stay. Hence why every night, when Lady Otohime would plead with him to stay another day, he would really agree.
首を縦にしか触れない奇病か。
Oh no, he's getting mad off the backbone. Lust actions. Is he pathologically averse to shaking his head? Kurofude's discontentment was only natural, though the illustrated book was full of new words. The words were one and the same as the previous pages. Not just yesterday either. The day before, the day before that, the day before that, and so on and so forth. Word for word, page for page. The spine of Urashima Taro book was thin, but some strange power let the book hold far more pages than it appeared it could.
ここに来てからどれほど経ったのでしょうか。
How long has it been since you arrived here?
わからない。
Not a clue.
黒筆さんはこのお話をご存知なのですよね。これは尋常なことなのでしょうか。
You are familiar with the story, are you not? Is this normal?
わからない。以前もやたらと待たされて歯がゆい思いをした覚えはあるが、これほどかどうかは。
I'm not sure. I remember being frustrated a lot reading around, but I'm not sure if you waited more or less than previous time.
俺も長年旅をしているから、細かいところは曖昧なんだ。ごめんな。
The details start to blur together as the years go by. Sorry.
いえ、そんな。
Please do not be.
Shirohime quickly shook her head and studied the illustrated book anew. Urashima Taro looked happy in the illustrations. He was living a life of luxury he never would have known otherwise, and his smile was proof of it. Likewise, Otohime appeared to be genuinely enjoying his company. She looked upon him fondly. Her usual listless gaze lit up in delight.
虫食いはありません。シミもおりません。
There are no worm-eaten holes and no bookworms.
つまりこのお話はこれで正しいということですよね。
That would mean that this tale is in its proper shape, correct?
そのはずだ。
I believe so.
ではこれで私たちの役目は終わりなのではないでしょうか。
Then perhaps
最
our
初の
role,
一箇所しか虫食いはありませんでしたが、
then perhaps our role is finished here, and the only holding man was the one in the first passage.
最後まで読んでみないうちはわからない。残念ながらな。
As loath as I'm to say it, we can't be certain of that until we finish the book. Shirohime's hypothesis was quickly ruled out. She sighed deeply.
ただ、君がそれに付き合う必要はない。
But there's no need for you to stick around for the whole thing.
はい。
I know.
ここを後にして別の絵草紙の世話を焼くという道もある。
You could always leave this book and tend to another.
ええ、
Quite. Shirohime's replied uncertainly. It occurred to her that this wasn't the first time she had had this conversation. Perhaps they, too, were repeating conversations, word for word, every day.
もう少しだけ待ちましょう。
Let us wait a little longer.
Shirohime's conclusion also remained the same,
わかった。
as you wish. Despite how terribly fed up Kurofude was, he never pressed the option to leave the book. In the end, neither of them wanted to leave Urashima Taro unfinished. In Shirohime's case, it was because of the story, and in Kurofude's, his duty.
After letting the fish turn woman bring her breakfast and help her dress, Shirohime stepped out for an idol's role. The halls of Dragon Palace branch in many directions, and there were vast rooms along the ways at every dead end. The castle was quite literally a labyrinth in its complex layout. However, Shirohime had gained a feel for the halls on her many walks, and she no longer had any trouble finding her way back to her own room.
本当にやることがなくなってきました。
Truly, I am at loss with how bored I am here. As a matter of fact, there are many things with which she might occupy her time to alleviate her boredom. Chatting with the fish in human guise, playing a koto made of shells and coral, arranging flowers like seaweed beds, playing ohajiki with pearls. She tried them all and found every activity highly entertaining. But the more Shirohime enjoyed herself, the more uneasy she grew.
このままではお話を元に戻すという役目さえ忘れてしまいそう。
It would be so easy to forget about repairing the story altogether. That was the last thing she could afford to forget. She warned herself as she rounded the corner and walked down the hallway. That's what Otohime is trying to do. As it happened, she had wandered away to the grand hall where Otohime was entertaining Urashima. The room was usually filled with beautiful music and pleasant chatter, but for some reason, everything was quiet today.
ついに宴が終わったのでしょうか。
Is the banquet over at last? Shirohime appeared inside. Hopefully, it wasn't hard to identify the reason for the silence. She could see Otohime and Urashima Taro together at the banquet in the grand hall. Damn, she's so pretty. Otohime was seated with her colorful robes draped around her. Urashima Taro was lying on her tatami, napping with his head resting in her lap.
浦島さんが眠っていらっしゃるのですね。
Urashima has fallen asleep, I see. Otohime had called off the musicians and dancers so that Urashima could sleep more soundly. It created an atmosphere of strained quiet. I love the necklace you usually have, the coral. It's so pretty. The scene was void of colors, music, and yet Shirohime found it far warmer and more hospitable than the parting had been. Otohime watched Urashima sleep, her lowered eyelash half concealing her smoky eyes, and her lids curled upwards ever so slightly. Her affectionate smile and the way she steadily stroked his back showed how deeply she cared for him.
綺麗。とても綺麗な眺めです。
How beautiful! What an utterly beautiful scene!
どんな飾りよりも音楽よりも舞よりもずっと暖かくて美しい。
It is so much warmer, so much lovely than any decorations or music or dancing. Shirohime looked on with bated breath, struck with overflowing emotion. However, Otohime, presumably sensing Shirohime's presence, looked up and spotted Shirohime.
あら、白姫じゃない。どうしたの？
Why, hello there, Shirohime. What brings you here? Otohime's voice was surprisingly soft, considering Shirohime was intruding upon an intimate moment between the two of them.
申し訳ありません。邪魔をするつもりでは。
I apologize. I am intruding.
やだ、気なんか回しちゃって。
My dear,
そんなところで小さくなってないで、こっちにいらっしゃいよ。
is that what you worry about? Don't huddle there. Come, join us. Otohime giggled and beckoned Shirohime over. Shirohime made her way over, drawn to the mischievous yet uncanny angelic smile on Otohime's bleaching face.
邪魔なんてことはないわ。
You're hardly disturbing anyone.
すっかり寝ちゃったんだから。
He's sleeping like a log.
私一人だけうつつに置いていかれて退屈してたのよ。
Chatting with you,
ちょっと話しましょう。
chatting with you will be a welcome distraction from being stuck here all by myself.
起こしてしまわないでしょうか。
I really like the texture that is like used on her. She has that watercolor vibes, but if you look at it, it has like that golden foil texture on her. It's so pretty. Oh my god. What if he wakes up?
大丈夫よ。浦島様の眠りは海よりも深いの。
Oh, don't worry. Sir Urashima's slumber is deeper than the sea. I taste my chapstick. It's not nice to taste. Why do you taste so weird, chapstick? I should probably get another chapstick with flavor. It tastes like soap. Why does it taste like soap? Although he may stroke Urashima Taro's hair, for as casually as she spoke of him, her strokes had a motherly affection to her.
何か言いたいことあるんでしょ？
Now, what's been troubling you?
言葉は飲んでいたようだけど、あんたたちの視線がチリチリ話しかけてくるのはずっと感じてたわ。
You've been biting your tongue. I can tell, and I've seen the way that the way you two look daggers at me. It was true that Shirohime had wanted to question Otohime if the opportunity to converse with her arose again. And though she was surprised that Otohime was the one to initiate their talk, she wouldn't squander the chance. Shirohime mustered her courage and spoke.
はい。実はずっと乙姫様とお話をしたかったのです。
Yes, actually, I have wished to converse with you for some time now, Lady Otohime.
浦島さんへのおもてなしはいつまで続くのでしょう。
How much longer?
もう何日も同じことばかりで。
How much longer will you entertain Urashima? It has been the same for many days now.
いつまでって、それは恩を
Oh,
返し
she
終
looks
わり
evil for a second. How much longer? Why? Until we pay its favor, of course.
それはいつまでなのでしょう。私や黒筆さんから見ればもう十分に感じられますが。
How long will that take? Kurofude and I feel that you have repaid him ample already.
私は十分だと思えないのよ。それは仕方のないこと。
Then you and I will simply have to agree
まだ
to
まだ
disagree.
こんなものじゃ気が済まないって言ったらどうする？
It's simply not enough. I won't be satisfied till I'm satisfied. But if I tell you that, what will you do? Otohime gave Shirohime a mocking look, then made Shirohime reflexively draw back. Despite Otohime's candid demeanor, her eyes were too well of mystery as befitted Princess of the Deep. Something about her cryptic gaze suddenly seemed frightening to Shirohime.
呆れるならともかく怯えることはないじゃない。
I was expecting you to roll your eyes, not flinch away.
私は宴の夜を何千何万と与えたいほどこの人に感謝してるの。
I'm so grateful to him. I could throw in parties for tens of thousands of evenings. That's all that's to it.
しかし何？
Yes. Otohime tilted her head coquettishly, to which Shirohime averted her eyes. As she had met Otohime's eyes in a moment, she might have seen the intent lurking within them, and that thought frightened her deeply.
浦島さんは帰らなくてもいいのでしょうか。この方には陸での生活があったはず。
Should Urashima not return home at some point? His life is on the land.
帰りたいなら私がいくら引き止めたって断るでしょ。そうしないのはこの人がここを気に入っているから。
If he wants to leave, all he has to do is to tell me. But he doesn't. Precisely because he likes it here.
私は私なりにこの人が目いっぱい幸せになるよう全力を尽くしてるつもり。
I plan to devote myself to make him as happy as possible in whatever way I can. Otohime stroked Urashima Taro's hair fondly with her ivory hands. When Shirohime saw this out of the corner of her eye, she smiled.
ええ、幸せだと思います。それは間違いありません。
I agree that he's happy. Of that, there can be no questions.
そう思うの？だったら別にいいじゃない。
Really? You truly think so? Then, why do you insist?
でも私は
Because Shirohime struggled to find the right words. Otohime's calendar of entertainment continued, and who could say no? A near paradise such as this was hard to come by.
けれど私はこの毎日に何か危ういものを感じているのです。
Yet, I sense something dangerous about this never-ending bliss. Shirohime spoke up hesitantly. Oh shit, we have to make a decision now. Wait, hold up. Quick save. Gonna save again. I'm gonna save it here. Now, okay, you can either be worried about Urashima or you can be worried about Lady Otohime. Again, going for the first option.
私は浦島さんのその後が心配なのです。
I am worried about what will happen to Urashima.
浦島さんは本当に歩むはずだった人生とは別の道に来ています。
Oh no, I think he's salty about us not picking her. Urashima is living life apart from the one he was meant to live.
もう長いこと元の道を忘れるくらいの間歩んでしまっています。
I fear that too long spent on this path will make him forget his own. Shirohime looked fretfully at the man resting in Otohime's lap. Urashima Taro was curled up like an infant, peacefully sleeping. When an adult could sleep as peacefully as a baby, would he ever be able to go back to normal sleep with its trouble and fatigue?
元の生活に戻れるかが心配。
You worry that he won't be able to go back to his old life.
はい。
Yes.
どうして戻らなきゃいけないって思うの？
Why should we have to go back at all? But damn, Shirohime also doesn't have a backbone. Where is Kurofure in all of this? Shirohime met Otohime's gaze, caught off guard by her reply. The girl in white was reflected in blue tints, with those pearly sea blue eyes. Shirohime started to feel trapped by them and tried to backpedal a step. Oh shit, is she going to turn evil? Oh yep, she is going to turn evil. But she couldn't. Otohime had taken hold of Shirohime's wrist without Shirohime realizing.
私はね、生まれてから今まで一度も不幸だったことなんてないの。
You know, I ever once have been happy. Unhappy is not since the day I was born.
だからね、幸せすぎて怖いなんて気持ち、まるきりわからないのよ。
So, the idea of being so happy would frighten me is quite frankly lost on me. Otohime's hand was cold. Shirohime's breathing was becoming erratic. An icy sensation ran along Shirohime's skin. She tried to pull away, but Otohime's fingers were clenched tightly and would not let her go. I feel like at this rate we're getting a lot of bad ends.
何ですか、これは。
What is this? Oh, she's turning evil. Oh shit, we're freezing. Eh? It seemed as though her bright white kimono was being dyed from the point where Otohime had a hold on her. Ink? A mysterious and eerie deep blue was slowly crawling its way up her sleeve.
これはまさか。
Could this be ink? And though she instantly understood it to be ink, it did nothing to dispel her growing sense of confusion. Ink, in this world, was someone's thought made manifest. It had the power to rewrite the stories of illustrated books. If the blue substance of ink was born from Otohime's potent thoughts, then
乙姫様は絵草紙の中にいながらにしてご自分のお話を書き換えようとしている。
Otohime is trying to change the story from inside the book.
これは
It's just
これ
like...
ではまるで
At that moment, Shirohime felt her vision grow cloudy blue. Oh, where's Kurofure? Oh no. Are we being drowned? Are we drowning? I think we're drowning. No. I think I still remember how to swim. I'm blue. She's blue. We are one of the ocean. We're one with the ocean now. Hey, I have my 3 turtles to save me, so I'll be fine. She blinked, and when she opened her eyes again, the world's transformation was already complete. Sea water filled her nose, and icy chill penetrated her bones, and a bluer breeze enveloped her. The pressure was so powerful, she couldn't even breathe. In that time it took her to blink, the luxurious grand hall has been immersed in the sea. It was as though the pocket of air she had been inside had burst. I'm cold. I can't breathe. I'm scared. A muffled hollow sound reverberated in her water-filled ears. Was it bubbles in the water? Oh, scowl, creaking under the pressure.
白いまっさらな髪を好きなようにできるなら、私は幸せなことだけ書くわ。
With the power to write whatever I please on these bright pages, I choose to fill them with only happy things. Otohime's sing-song voice came across in clarion tones through the thick watery membrane.
楽しいこと、綺麗なもの、終わりのない幸せ。それ以上のことなんてあるの？
Fun things, beautiful things, and a happiness that lasts forever. What could be better?
明日を思うなら、幸せな明日になさい。夢を見るのなら、幸せな夢になさい。
If you care about tomorrow, make it a happy tomorrow. If you dream, make it a happy dream.
私がこうして教えてあげるから。
Here, I'll teach you how. 助けて、誰か助けて. When Shirohime spoke, all that came up was a great number of air bubbles. They glimmered like a school of tiny fish before drifting away. Where's Kurofude? There! Shirohime's consciousness was swept away by cold water, and before she knew it, a turbulent whirlpool appeared, containing little fragments of things. These fragments flitted in and out of view, floating up, then drifting down, like petals that would vanish before her fingertips could reach them. Memories, recollections, feelings, these were momentary distractions to Shirohime, Adabana that would never take root in her mind. Except for one fluttering petal that flew into Shirohime's heart as she was carried away by the wall of water. It showed her a fleeting dream. Oh, are we gonna get the flashback again? Yep, it's the same flashback. It was a place abandoned by time, one that was oblivious of the outside world. In this oddly familiar setting, there were 2 children sitting hunched together. They appeared to be reading and reciting passages from an open book. A light shone on them from somewhere, bathing them in a warmly glowing outline.
で、この後どうなるんだ?
So, what happened next? The boy asked. The boy typically talked more like an adult than a child, but a hint of curiosity had seeped into his tone, betraying his innocent interest in the story.
まさか永久に竜宮城に引き止められて終わりってわけじゃないよな。
The story is not just about Urashima being kept in the Dragon Palace forever, is it?
ええ。ある日、浦島さんは思い出してしまうのです。
Not at all.
陸に置いてきたお母様やお友達のことを。
One day, he recalls his mother and friends that he left behind on the land.
一度気になってしまうと、どうにも頭から離れなくなって、浦島さんは乙姫様においとまを告げることにします。
In fact, once he remembers them, he cannot stop remembering them. So, he decides to bid farewell to Lady Otohime at last.
それで返してもらえるのか?
So, she actually let him go home? Not without a fight, if I did not remember wrongly. The boy sounded a bit dubious. He seemed to have picked up on Otohime's progressively odd behavior. These banquets were clearly out of proportion to to the saving of one turtle. Why bother preventing Urashima from leaving? There must have been more to it. His doubts were clear even without him voicing them directly. Now, the Urashima Taro had resolved to go home to the land. The boy suspected that Otohime would use some underhand ploy to stop him.
ところが乙姫様は浦島さんを快くお送りすることにしたのです。
Hey Mara, thank you, welcome, I'm dying. Okay, yeah, I just can look, it's okay. I'm just, yeah, you're gonna just be hearing me speaking, that's it. Nothing much is happening on screen, but I have a turtle friend. Look, turtle. Yeah, turtle.
However, Lady Otohime chose to see him off with grace.
乙姫様はお土産だと言って浦島さんに小さな箱を渡しました。
Lady Otohime presents Urashima with a small box as a parting gift.
これは玉手箱といって浦島さんがここで過ごしていた時間を封じ込めてあるから決して開けてはいけませんよと言う。
I think this is a story of another weird bad end again. Wait, a spoiler alert, I guess. I think one of the versions that I saw, Urashima turned into a turtle after he opened the box. I think. Or like, I think he turned into a turtle and he got bullied by kids again. I don't know, I can't remember. It's confusing. These tales really do have many endings, I guess.
It is called Tamate Bako, she says. A box that contains the time he had spent there. She adds that he must never, under any circumstances, open it.
やっぱり怪しい。それなら渡さなけりゃいいだけの話なのにな。
That seems strange. Why give it to him at all? She would just keep it.
何か海の底のしきたりかもしれません。
Nah, just being sassy. Otohime being sassy.
Perhaps it is customary on the seafloor.
My ass, nah. The girl smiled softly at the way the boy furrowed his brows. Just then, she realized how she was looking at him and looked down shyly. She turned the page to show the boy. Tamate Bako in hand, Urashima Taro departed the Dragon Palace the way he had entered it, riding on the turtle's back. When he reached the beach from where he had left, it seemed strangely familiar yet unfamiliar to him. The sea, the sand, and the mountains in the distance were all the same, yet the people and the building along the beach seemed different. Upon speaking with one of the strangers, he learned that 700 years had passed while he was staying in the Dragon Palace. Damn, that was long.
700年。それはとんでもない年月だな。
700 years? That's a long time.
海の中では時間の流れが違うのかもしれません。
Perhaps
ある
time.
いは竜宮城が特別だったのか。
Perhaps time flowed differently in the sea or in the Dragon Palace itself.
The boy looked eager to continue, so the girl returned to the book to read more. Naturally, Taro's mother and friends were long gone. He worried his mother. It must have been when he was how worried his mother must have been when he suddenly vanished those 700 years ago. Taro was struck with shame for all the time he spent carousing in Dragon Palace. He longed desperately to turn back time and to do things differently.
それで玉手箱を開けた。
So, does he open the Tamate Bako?
はい、そうです。
Yes, he does.
Urashima Taro surmised that if time was sealed within the Tamate Bako, then releasing it would allow him a chance to do it all over again.
他にすることもないもんな。知らない時代に一人きりだ。
Okay, honestly, 700 years is just like how many centuries have passed. It's probably like mid-modern year. It's like the odd one out. One guy in Fisherman Garb saying that he came back from the ocean riding a turtle. It's like a straightaway one-way ticket to the mental institute. I suppose he got no other real prospect now that he's a stranger in a strange time. The boy spoke in a rational tone, and the girl found it to be rather very in character remark for him. If he had been in Urashima Taro's shoes, he would undoubtedly open the tametebako without a moment's hesitation. When Urashima Taro opened the tametebako, white smoke poured out and engulfed him from head to toe. Within the smoke, we saw the days of amusement he had spent in the Dragon Palace. Lady Otohime's generation, what the heck is generation? Lady Otohime's generous hosting, to dancing fish, and the pleasant music. The boy looked pointedly at the page as the girl turned it over to reveal the last page of the book. The sea breeze blew the smoke away, and the images faded away. When the smoke cleared, there stood Urashima Taro, now an elderly man with white hair and a white beard. Actually, is that better than being turned into a turtle? I don't know. An awkward silence filled the storehouse. The girl looked up and met the boy's eyes. He had an obvious look of incredulity, which she met with her own quiet gaze.
それで終わり?
That's the end?
終わりです。
That is the end. The boy sighed and shook his head. He had the look of someone who had eaten something that looked gross, then found it to taste as gross as it looked.
そんな気はしてたけど、めでたしめでたしじゃないんだな。
I had a feeling something was coming. It's not exactly a happily ever after ending, is it?
私も初めて読んだ時は驚きました。ただでさえ一人ぼっちになってしまって心細いだろうに、おじいさんになって終わりだなんて。
Okay, technically, if the box contained all this time that has passed, it made him an old man. But would that make him 700-year-old old man? You know, doesn't make sense.
I was also surprised when I first read it. It would be sad enough to leave, to be left alone in the world, but to face it as an old man as well.
得体の知れない場所にずるずると居続けるからだ。
That's what he gets for faffing about indefinitely in strange place. The boy judged Urashima Taro's in a scathing tone. Yet, despite his clear and decisive judgment, his expression was somewhat shadowed. It was the same look he got whenever he read a story that he didn't agree with.
乙姫は乙姫で何を考えてたんだろう。玉手箱を開けたらじいさんになるなら、それも言ってくれればいいのに。
And Otohime, what was she thinking? If opening the tamatebako would turn him into an old man, she could have said so.
いや、その前にこんなに長く引き止めなければよかったんだ。
In fact, she had done him a service by not stalling him so long to start with.
きっとそれだけ浦島さんへの恩が深かったのでしょう。
I imagine that was her way of showing gratitude to Urashima.
The girl placated the boy as he gripped about the story. As was often the case after they finished reading an illustrated book together, theirs were vastly different perspectives. The girl had been familiar with such a tale for years, but it was often the boy's first exposure to them. The boy often changed his mind after listening to the girl's calm and collected viewpoint. For her, the girl gained many fresh insights into familiar stories from the boy's honest impressions.
竜宮城ってそんなにいいところなのかな。
What's so great about the Dragon Palace that you wouldn't want to leave it once you're there? The boy huffed as he gazed off, seemingly studying his own mental image of the Dragon Palace. In a girl's view, the way the boy experienced these tales was less like reading and more like diving into them. When a girl read together with him, she also felt like she was being drawn into the worlds of the illustrated book.
どんなに楽しいところでも毎日いれば飽きるよな。ましてやタイやヒラメが舞い踊るだけじゃそんなに楽しくもないだろうし。
Anything fun can get boring when you do it every day. It's not like carp and flounder dancing would be that fun to start with. No, not wrong, just watching fish flop around. Let me hydrate myself. The girl remained steadfast as the boy voiced his blunt opinions.
確かにそうかもしれませんね。
You may have made a point.
だとすればきっ と浦島さんは乙姫様にあと1日だけとすがられて帰る時期を見失ったのでしょう。
Perhaps the only explanation is that while Urashima might have wanted to leave each day, Lady Otohime asked him to stay. He would lose his chance.
Yeah, I think
乙
so.
姫もなんでこんなに引き止めたりしたんだろう。
But
本当に何を考えてるのか。
that doesn't explain why Otohime keeps stopping him from leaving. I don't understand her at all. She's just lonely, okay?
私は少しだけわかるような気がします。
I think I might.
The girl murmured. The boy looked at her in surprise. Normally, it was the boy who spoke about stories as if it were he himself who was experiencing them. Yet this time, despite being acutely aware of how uncharacteristic this was of her, the girl couldn't help but want to do as the boy did. As she read Urashima Taro to the boy, she had found that his impression had sparked her imagination and breathed new life into the story. Over the course of their fantastic journey, the girl had sensed how the feelings of the enigmatic sea princess had been plunged deep into her heart.
もしかしたら離れがたかったのは乙姫様の方だったのかもしれません。
Maybe out of the two of them, it was Lady Otohime who would have missed his company more.
時間の進みが遅く、同じような毎日が繰り返される竜宮城にある日客人がやってきた。これは海の底にはそうそうない変化でしょう。
In the Dragon Palace, time flows slowly and every day is the same. Then one day, a guest arrived. That must be a rare occurrence on the seafloor.
だから浦島さんをもてなしているうちにもてなすことが楽しくなってしまわれたのかも。
Perhaps as she spent time hosting Urashima, she began to enjoy playing the part of the host.
The girl spoke, staring down at her hand as they sat in her lap to avoid the boy's gaze.
でも浦島太郎を引き止め続ければどうなるか乙姫には分かっていたはずだろう。
But she had to have known what would happen if she kept preventing Urashima Taro from leaving.
そうですね。分かっていたけれど、一日が終わるごとに惜しくなってしまったのかもしれません。
Yes, of course, she had to have known. But maybe each time a day ended, she did not want it to be over.
But honestly, wouldn't it get boring after a while? It's like partying every day.
後先なんて考えていなかったか。
Or maybe she gave no thought at all to what lay ahead.
苦手だな。
She was selfish, oh god, English. The boy muttered. Yet there was no bite to his tone. His was a soft tone of acceptance. The girl took that as a cue and began weaving the vague ideas spiraling around in her mind into a coherent statement.
幸せな、とても幸せな夢を見て、このまま覚めたくないと思ったことはありませんか？
Have you ever had a dream so delightful, so very delightful that you never wanted to wake up?
いいえ、夢でなくとも楽しくて楽しくてずっとこうしていたいと思うような一瞬は誰にでもあると思うのです。
Even outside of dreams, everyone has moments that they enjoy so much that they wish the moment would never end.
The girl grew perplexed as she spoke. All she was doing was voicing her feelings, yet, for some reason, her cheeks felt hot.
分からなくはない。
I guess. The boy answered, shrinking in place next to her. He seemed to be averting his eyes from her as well. The girl continued on without giving it further thought, relieved that the boy didn't see her blush.
ただ
Only
This time, she was talking not to share some deeper insight, but to dispel the strange embarrassment she felt. It was childish rambling, nothing more, or at least, that was all it was meant to be.
どんな夢でもいつかは覚めますし、どんな幸せなひとときだっていつかは終わってしまいますよね。
My voice did not like that.
Dreams are something we always wake up from, and even the most delightful moments always come to an end.
だから
That is why
The girl spoke with an effortless lucidity, but upon sensing a deeper, more weighty meaning behind her words, she trailed off. What had made her say that? Just how was that thought supposed to end? In but a moment, her train of thought was gone, like a dream she had woken from. The words that she failed to voice in her dreams were lost forever when she awoke. Then she heard a noise that sounded like something striking a wooden board. She could hear someone's voice in the distance. The voice had a commanding tone to it. It was elegant in cadence, wise in resonance, but at its core was a deep warmth. The girl stiffened at the sound of that voice. Hey, parents? Then Shirahime left that girl's body and had resumed drifting through the fragmented world again. The memory flower that had bloomed so vividly was now scattering without leaving any trace.
Shirohime!
Oh shit, Kurofune found us. Shirahime! When she awoke, she felt as though she had suddenly surfaced from the seafloor. Probably you did. The heavy pressure on her body was lifted, awakening her five senses all at once. Shirahime sat bolt upright and gasped for air, her shoulders heaving. She felt a dizziness akin to when one's pipe was blocked, then suddenly cleared.
息ができる
I can breathe.
Yes, you can.
大丈夫か
Are you
こんな
alright?
ところで倒れているから驚いたよ
I found you collapsed here. It scared the daylights out of me.
怪我はしていないようだが一体何があった
You don't look injured. What happened to you?
ここは
Is this?
Shirohime took a look around to her confusion. She was in a grand hall, and it looked perfectly normal.
私は乙姫様とお話をしてそのうちに腕をつかまれて
I was speaking with Lady Otohime. Then she grabbed my arm and
青い墨が
there was blue ink.
青い墨
Blue ink?
はい乙姫様の手のひらからこの袖を登ってきたのです
Yes, I watched it flow from Lady Otohime's palm to my sleeve.
Shirohime held up her kimono sleeve to show Kurofune, only to stare in surprise. It was no longer stained deep blue, but back to being pure white. No matter how closely she peered at it, it had its own pristine sheen to it.
そんな
Shirohime moved quickly. She slowly shook her head and looked at Kurofune imploringly.
私は確かに青い墨を見ましたただ滲んで広がるのではなく意志を持つもののように這い上がってきたのです
I am certain that I saw blue ink, and it did not merely form blots, but move with a mind of its own.
あれは全てを書き換えようとする青でした
It was a blue that sought to rewrite everything.
The moment Shirohime went over it, the more self-doubt she began to feel. The lucid look in Kurofune's clear eyes was a stark reminder to her that hers must have looked the exact opposite.
やがて青い墨は海の水になってこの大広間にあふれ返りました
And finally, the blue ink became seawater that flooded the entire grand hall.
私は冷たい潮に溺れて夢中でもがいて
I was drowning in that cold seawater, struggling desperately, and
Shirohime trailed off at that point. She gazed around with trepidation once more, only to find no trace of seawater in her kimono. The tatami covered floor, the walls, or the ceiling.
どうして
How can this be?
もしや私は夢でも見ていたのでしょうか
Did I dream it all?
The possibility left her at such loss. She was suddenly struck with a terror that made her wilt in place. It had been so vivid. She had felt it clearly, but if there was no drop of water to be seen, then perhaps that was all it had been.
白姫
Shirohime. Kurofude placed a hand on Shirohime's shoulder as she trembled with anxiety.
落ち着いて最初から話してくれないか
Did we not tell you everything? Calm down and start from the beginning. Tell me exactly what happened. I bit my tongue. Nothing happened. It was all you. Shirohime almost said as much, but stopped herself. Kurofude had a warmth in his tone and bearing. He wasn't asking her to take the easy way out. He was asking her to share exactly what she had felt.
はい取り乱して申し訳ありませんでした
Alright, I apologize for losing my composure.
Shirohime took a deep breath, let it out, and began replaying her strange experience from start to finish. Now I see. Kurofude listened to Shirohime's faltering explanation with infinite patience. Once she was done, he unfolded his arms and nodded.
君の身に起こったことが夢だったかうつつだったか判別は難しいどちらもあり得ることだ
It's hard to know if all that really happened to you, or if you dreamt it all. But truth are plausible,
はい
I suppose. Wrong voice. Kurofude considered the scales perfectly balanced between two options, and only a definite answer had the ability to tip them one way or the other. Water. At least that was the impression Shirohime had until.
ただあえて本当にあったことなのだと考えておこう
You know what? Let's assume it really happened. Really? Shirohime's eyes widened when Kurofude tipped the scales himself.
だって夢なら何も心配はいらないが本当のことだったとしたら大事だ
If it was just a dream, then there's nothing to worry about. But if it was real, then it's quite concerning.
乙姫は自ら大量の炭を生み出しそれを自らのために使って君を惑わせた
Let's assume Otohime generated large amounts of her own ink and used it to delude you for her own purposes.
つまり彼女はアダバナ嵐ということじゃないか
Would it stand to reason that she is in fact an Adabana spoiler?
乙姫様がアダバナ嵐
Lady Otohime and Adabana spoiler?
The thought was staggering one to Shirohime. Of course she isn't. Part of her protested, but the other part of her agreed. Of course she is. Yeah, she's a
しかし
monster.
乙姫様は乙姫様のままであの恐ろしい鬼の姿になることはありませんでしたが
But Lady Otohime remained herself all throughout what happened. She never took on the form of a fearsome Oni.
まだ完全にはなりきっていないのかあるいは元の姿形を炭で上書きしているのかもしれない
Couldn't she withdraw herself in proper clothes? I had to use my turtle to censor her. Maybe the transformation isn't complete yet. Or maybe she used her ink to withdraw her form.
そんなことができるのですか
Can such a thing be possible?
前例のないことではあるけどありえないとは言い切れないな
It would be unprecedented, but there's no reason why it can't be. Kurofude spoke at a deliberate pace, like he was thinking back on a previous incident.
通常アダバナ嵐はもっと混乱していて不安定だ花坂じいさんの時みたいに欲望に支配されて一直線に望みを叶えようとする
Adabana spoilers tend to be chaotic and unstable. They are slaves to desire and care only about fulfilling them, like in Hanasaka Ji-san.
だがもしアダバナ嵐と化した上で炭を小細工に使う知性が残っているのならそ そういう偽装は十分に行えるだろう。
But if someone transforms into an Adabana spoiler while retaining intelligence enough to manipulate ink, disguising themselves would be easy enough.
そうなのですね。ではやはり
Oh, I see. Then does that mean?
Shirohime's sad gaze finished the question for her, one which Kurofude answered firmly.
乙姫がアダバナ嵐なのだとしたら、しつこい絵草紙についても解決する。
If Otohime is an Adabana spoiler, that would explain this illustrated book's stubbornness.
しつこい。あの繰り返されるページについてですね。
Stubbornness? Oh, you mean the pages repeating?
Shirohime opened the illustrated book she had kept firmly in her grasp, even while drawing.
ああ、この不自然なページは乙姫の墨で塗り替えられたものなのかもしれない。
Yes, that might be because of Otohime. I can't read. Words are flying off the screen. Yes, that might be because Otohime wrote over them with her ink. It was page after page of the same word for word, an ardent wish for the same day to be repeated forever and ever, made manifest. It was like a labyrinth in book form, where it was impossible to find anything but the same passage, no matter how many times one turned the pages.
しかし一つ気になることがあります。
I still wonder one thing, though.
ああ、
Yes,
書き換えるにしてもどうしてこのような形なのでしょう。
wrong voice.
If she truly has rewritten the story, why do it in this manner?
そうだな。他にうまいやり方はいくらでもある。
Good question. There had to be a better ways to rewrite it.
まず、単純に鬼と化して暴れて、俺たちを絵草紙から排除するという手もあるし。
For starters, she could turn into an Oni and remove us from the illustrated book forcefully.
あるいは、同じ日々が永遠に続いたという記述で、この物語を強引に締めくくってもいい。
Or she could write and then the same day kept repeating forever, and thus bring about a forcible end to the story.
話が締められたなら、俺たちは絵草紙の修復を終えたと判断して引き上げるしかないからな。その方が手っ取り早いとも言える。
If the story had ended, we would have considered our restoration job complete and left. She could have gotten away with it cleanly that way.
ではなぜこのような方法を選んだのでしょうか。
So, why did she take this approach?
Shirohime closed her eyes and murmured a question. Into the darkness, she saw behind closed eyelids. In that darkness, she envisioned Otohime touching her wrist. She saw that mysterious smile and heard that beautiful voice.
白いまっさらな髪を好きなようにできるなら私は幸せなことだけ書くわ。
With the power to rewrite whatever I place on these white pages, I choose to fill them with only happy things.
楽しいこと、綺麗なもの、終わりのない幸せ。それ以上のことなんてあるの？
Fun things, beautiful things, and happiness that lasts forever. What could be better?
明
Nothing.
日を思うなら幸せな明日になさい。夢を見るのなら幸せな夢になさい。
If you care about tomorrow, make it a happy tomorrow. If you dream, make it a happy dream.
乙姫様はああおっしゃっておられましたが、果たして全てが本意なのでしょうか。
That was what Lady Otohime said, but were those her true thoughts?
あの瞳の色、目が合った時、私は確かに感じたはずです。
That color in her eyes. What is it that I can sense?
Oh shit, there's another option. Save. Okay, oh god. Maybe the previous one didn't affect the decision. Like, she's gonna attack us nonetheless. So perhaps this one, second bit, will do it. Why is there so many save pages? What the heck? Eh?
Was she angry, joyful, or resigned? Hold up, let's look back at the text. She sounds crazy. That's the only thing I can say. Shirohime sense craziness from Otohime. Can we have that option? I don't think it's anger. I mean, she looked angry at the okay, you know what? Let's be basic and go by the numerical order of the options. We go the first one.
諦めでした。
Resignation. Yes, that is what I sensed.
乙姫様は幸せなことでエゾウシを埋めたいと思う一方で、決してそうはいかないのだと思っていた。
Lady Otohime wanted to fill the pages of the book with happy things, but she knew that she could not.
Hey, why?
白姫
Shirohime. Shirohime opened her eyes again when Kurofude spoke up.
乙姫様のお心について考えておりました。
I was wrong voice.
I was thinking about Lady Otohime's true feelings.
つ
What is
いこの間まで心というものをなくしていた私ですから、やはり推し量るのは難しいようですが。
I myself had lost all understanding of what feelings were.
choke? I breathed wrong.
Well, until recently, so I find myself hesitant to speculate about such matters still.
When she thought back to the color of Otohime's eyes, she was stricken with a feeling of helplessness, like she was sinking into the bottomless ocean. Perhaps Shirohime was too emotionally inexperienced, or perhaps Otohime was experienced at hiding her thoughts.
それで君はどうしたい
So, what do you want to do? Kurofude asked after watching Shirohime quietly.
乙姫がアダバナ嵐になっていた場合、この物語をどうしたい
If Otohime really has become an Adabana spoiler, what do you want to do about the story?
乙姫と対決して元に戻すのか、それとも改ざんを許すのか
Confront her and put it back the way it belongs, or let her falsify the story in peace.
それは
Well, Shirohime hesitated. Kurofude would obviously have preferred to put the book back the way it belongs, but he would defer to Shirohime if she thought differently.
私はこのお話をど
Oh
うして
god, are
や
we
るで
going
し
to
ょう
choose again?
What do I wish to do with this story?
If Otohime was an Adabara spoiler, falsifying the story to repeat the same passage endlessly, was that truly something that needed correcting? Stories were as much a reflection of people's feeling as anything. And Adabana spoiler, alterations could therefore be a valid form of storytelling.
ただそうであったとしても、
But even if that were true,
それが乙姫様の本当の願いかどうか。
I question if that is truly what Lady Otohime wants.
There was the doubt that Shirohime couldn't shake Otohime's true intentions. She's just lonely and
ここで
crazy.
無理に決める必要はない乙姫がアダバナ嵐と決まったわけじゃないしな
You don't have to decide right here on the spot, of course. And we still don't know for sure that Otohime is an Adabana spoiler. Kurofude softened his tone as Shirohime remained paralyzed with his indecision.
ただ心が定まらないうちに選択を迫られる時はある
But you have to make up your mind sooner or later.
分かっております。
I am aware.
Shirohime met Kurofude's direct gaze and nodded firmly. Something was beginning to take tangible shape in a white fog that filled her heart.
私の望みは乙姫様のお心を知ることです。
I wish to know what Lady Otohime is thinking.
乙姫様が真に何を願ってこのような書き換えをしたのかを知りたいのです。
I wish to know if her rewrite of the story is truly what Lady Otohime intended.
Are we going to be right in
物語
her
をどう
sake?
変えたいか ではなく、
That's your focus, not how to change the story.
はい。
Yes.
これは乙姫様たちのお話ですから。
Yes. For this is Lady Otohime's and Urashima Taro's story.
Water. My throat is failing me. So is my lungs. I need new lungs. Can I get new lungs for New Year's? Shirohime rose to her feet with a serene smile. Just then, oh, Shirohime let out an uncharacteristic shriek. Something was wriggling on the inner side of her obi.
どうした？
What's wrong?
いえ、着物の下に何か。
It's something is inside my kimono.
There was an undersea palace. Had some small fish made their way inside the grounds. Shirohime checked under her obi. Her fingertips brushed against something, giving her the sensation of touching a flopping goldfish. Is it a bookworm?
Oh my.
When she opened her hands to look at what she caught, her voice fell, as did Kurofude's. Ah, a baby. A bookworm? Still sound like the frog that kind of puffs out and screams in self-defense. Yes, it was a bookworm. A relative mild-mannered one, judging from how it acted in Shirohime's hands. Oh, it's so cute. I want one as a pet. Can I have one? After pitching itself to and fro for a few seconds, it seems almost to make eye contact with Shirohime before subsiding in resignation.
どういうことなのでしょう。いつから私の帯に挟まっていたの。
Oh, I need to choke. I'm not choked. Cough. Oh, open the wrong thing.
What was it doing in my obi? And how long was it there?
Shirohime thought back to when Otohime had grabbed her arm. She had been distracted by more pressing matters to pay it much mind, but at the time, she had indeed felt something minorly out of place at her waist. Perhaps the bookworm had dove into Shirohime's obi to flee the blue ink.
そうであるなら、やはりあれは夢などではなかったのでしょうか。
If so, then maybe that dream was not a dream at all.
おそらく本来の絵草紙の一部を食ったシミだろう。
It's probably a bookworm that is part of the original illustrated book. Kurofude declared quietly. His tone was somber, and he was steeling himself what was coming.
つまり、本当の絵草紙にはまだまだ虫食い穴があって、乙姫様が上から書き込んだから、それが隠されていた。ということでしょうか。
Would that mean that the real book still has worm-eaten nooks, and Lady Otohime has kept them hidden from us by writing over them?
そうだ。つまり、乙姫がアダバナ嵐であることはほとんど間違いない。
Yes, exactly. It's a pretty safe bet that Otohime is an Adabana spoiler now.
ただ一つ疑問なのは、なぜこのシミがここにいるかだな。
The question I've got is, what's the bookworm doing here?
どういうことでしょうか。
I wonder.
シミは俺たちが絵草紙を元の形に戻す手がかりになるし、絵草紙の改ざんに気づくきっかけにもなる。ちょうど今みたいに。
A bookworm is a clue as to how we can repair a book. Thus, it would follow that it would could also clue us in the falsified passages, as it just did.
だから、アダバナ嵐として絵草紙を書き換えたのなら、真っ先にシミを食らうはずなんだ。
But if an Adabana spoiler has rewritten a book, the first thing it would do is eat the bookworms.
もちろん、シミが必死に逃げ隠れして難を逃れる可能性もあるが、乙姫がアダバナ嵐と化してからは相当な日が経っている。
In theory, a bookworm could run and hide and stay out of danger, but it's been quite a while since Otohime became Adabana spoiler.
あいつの城であるこの竜宮城で、そんなにも長い間逃げ続けられるものなのか。
Could a bookworm really elude her for that long here, in the giant palace, her own domain? As Kurofude voiced his thoughts, the bookworm melted away, leaving a little puddle in Shirohime's hands.
それでこの墨はどうしましょ
What do we do with this ink?
う。これを絵草紙に戻したらどうなりますか？
What will happen if we return it to the book?
そうだな。おそらく
Well, you would probably, just as Kurofude was saying more.
あら、
Oh, I took a
こんなとこ
sensor
ろにい
again.
たのね。
Why?
ずっと探してたのよ。
Why? There you are. I've been looking all over for you. A familiar voice put behind Shirohime, making her stiffen place.
乙姫様。
Lady Otohime. My sensor. Totally gotta cover her again. She's indecent. Okay, we're good. When she turned around, she was greeted with the sight of Otohime's usual smile. But that beguiling charm and beauty, the likes of which she could solo an onlooker soul, now gave her pause. Was it because she knew of her true form?
白姫逃げろ
Shirohime, run! Shirohime guessed as Kurofude's alarm tone. Yet, Otohime wasn't looking at Kurofude or Shirohime. It was looking at the bookworm. Oh no! There you are. I've been looking all over for you. Otohime said, directed at the ink put in Shirohime's hand. She had been looking for the bookworm, the trump card that could restore the book to its rightful form. As Otohime motioned to take a step forward, Kurofude leapt out in front of her and swung his brush. Wait, will she make a hot demon though? The black line neutral grazed Otohime's attire, leaving a visible card marked with black ink like a scotch mark. Shirohime sprang into action as she saw Otohime shrink back from Kurofude's show of force.
逃がさないわよ。
You won't escape. Otohime called after her. Her self-possession was gone, and in its place was bloodlust and resentment. Shirohime's knees shook. It was as if a cold whip were aimed at her back. Her throat is dying. I have so much phlegm today. Why? Why, Toad? She quickly righted herself. She scolded the unreliable legs and kept running, creating distance between her and Otohime. Oh shit, she's a hot demon. Wait, my turtle can come back.
人間の手足って器用に動くものね。
Human hands and feet move so very deftly. Kurofude was keeping up, too occupied to give chase. Her voice was growing distant as Shirohime continued forward. Oh, she looks hot though, still. But there was no urgency in her tone. In fact, it was regaining the self-possession that Otohime had lost prior.
でも忘れちゃダメよ。人はあくまで陸の生き物で、ここは海の底なの。
You mustn't forget, though, humans are land creatures, and this is the bottom of the sea.
私が逃がさないと言ったら、決して逃げられないのよ。
When I say you won't escape, you never will. Yeah, that. When Shirohime turned back, it was because Otohime's voice has taken an unnatural ring, reminding her of something. Be sure you turn around, run! She was reminded of the old man who had undergone that ghastly transformation before Shirohime's eyes. His familiar form had formed cracks from which his freakish form had burst out. Why is there so much forms? That's tongue twister, my dude. One might even call it an Adabana spoiler molting. Now, it was happening all over again. Oh no, she's gonna lose her hot look, I think. Oh, wait, no, she still could be hot. I don't know. Red color like cracks ran up and down Otohime's limber figure. Before it visibly peeled away, revealing a hideous red monstrosity beneath. Oh no. Oh no, she's gonna be ugly. Oh no, she's gonna be formless. The figure let out a pain howl, undulated, shedding its old skin like so many bits of eggshell. I don't know what to feel about such a description, huh? Everything went blue. Yeah, blue. She must have let go of her consciousness for one brief moment, and in that moment, the world became irrevocably transformed. I can't pronounce words. It still looks pretty. What's happening? She found herself in a blue storm. That was the best way she could describe what she saw. The scenery was awash with deep darkness. Amidst it, little pale motes of light, so faint they were dimmer than the stars behind the clouded skies. The dim specks of light weakly illuminated anything that passed within their orbit. Hold up, while this is all happening, what the heck is Urashima? Torn seaweed, broken shells, limp motionless fish, red and white fragments of building nearby, all flying by at incredible speed. Is it just flying in a tornado, perhaps? No. How awful. Shirohime's voice. Shirohime appeared, her hands was dropping, the drop, come back, pillow. She could barely make out now ink-free hands and the bubbles of air coming from her mouth. It seemed she was back underwater again. Unlike the last time, Otohime's blue ink had filled the grand hall with seawater. This time, she was thrown from the crumbling palace into the deep. Luckily, as was the case when she first visited the Dragon Palace, she had no trouble breathing. When Shirohime looked up, she gave and let out a bunch of air bubbles all at once. There was a slimy sheen stretching out overhead. Oh, dragon! Oh, that's so cool! Okay, she's like cool now. It was the Adabana spoiler oni that Otohime had become. That's not a fish monster, that's a dragon. A fish monster, more enormous and stubborn than anything she had seen before. No, she looks cool. What do you mean? Yeah, it was like a giant dragon that swam like a fish with fins of a turtle. Only on its face did any vestige of humanity remain. It kicked up violent eddies of waters with every twist of its body and every stroke of its fins. I don't see the fins. Are those fins? I don't know. The same eddies that were now carrying her, the fish and all that debris. Oh. Then, Shirohime spotted a small figure amid the dim light. Oh, it's Urashima. Oh no, it's Kurofude. It's Kurofude. Oh, she's fighting, okay. Kurofude seemed to be locked in battle with the Adabana spoiler. He was struggling against the torrents, but nonetheless managing to dodge every snap of his jaw, every swipe of its fins, and every whip of his tail. But slice as he might with the brush, the Adabana spoiler showed no sign of faltering. Kurofude would run out of strength far before it would. Her eyes met Kurofude. The look he gave her a scream. Run! I cannot do that. What gonna do then? You could only stand there. Oh my god. Shirohime shook her head. She couldn't do that, even if it was Kurofude asking her to do it. Firstly, you're not wrong. She had no stamina of her own. No amount of stalling on Kurofude's part would allow her time to outrun the thing. Secondly, Kurofude did not look like he was going to win this battle. I apologize, Kurofude. But I have gained one insight from this. Perhaps Lady Otohime cannot be stopped,
If escape is impossible, regardless, then I will make a gamble.
Shirohime began swimming her way through the water towards the Adabana spoiler. She was not immune to the fear that its turbulent motions and massive form struck within her. But she was empowered by the conviction that this was their only hope. She chided her own trembling limbs and focused on making her way towards the exclusion of all other thoughts. Eventually, the Adabana spoiler seemed to take notice of Shirohime. It twisted deftly in the water and opened its massive jaw to swallow her. She could see Kurofude desperately making his way towards her out of the corner of her eye. However, she swam not towards him, but towards a terrifying Adabana spoiler closing in on her. I don't know why in every tale she wants to get eaten by a monster. She swam into its maw, into darkness that flickered like fire in the water. It swallowed her all. That got our sensor again. Autohime is gonna appear. It was a familiar feeling. She was in a strange place, carried along by a strange torrent, distracted by the glints of scenery rapidly flying by. Fragments of thoughts and memories flitted around her. Each time she touched one, it would melt away without a trace. Struggle as she might, urge as she might, they dissolve as soon as her fingertips touched them. Then, really, now what are you doing? Huh? A sullen voice snapped Shirohime off her daze. The storm and violent currents had subsided, but it was by no means safe. From the presence she could sense, it was less tranquil than empty.
I feel as though this is not my first time coming here. Yes.
そうです。アダバナ嵐になってしまったおじいさんと話をしたような。
I think I spoke with old man after his transformation into an Adabana spoiler.
Okay, censor time. My God, lady, you're in the words. God, how do we do this? Do I make it smaller? Is that better? Okay. Get distracted by the turtle, guys. Nothing to see there. What are you lollygagging around for? You know what it means to come here, right?
私はアダバナ嵐なのよ。その口に自ら飛び込むってどういう魂胆なの？
I'm an Adabana spoiler. What in the world would possess you to dive down my throat? The accusing tone made Shirohime flinch, but she drew herself up all the same.
私はただ乙姫様と話したくて。
I only wanted to speak with you, Lady Otohime.
話したくて。自分から食われたの。変わってるわね。
You wanted to speak with me so much. You let yourself get eaten? You're an odd duck, you know. Otohime curled her lips into a crooked, mischievous smile.
あんたは自分が食べたものとお腹越しに会話できるかもしれないけど、普通はそんなことしないわ。
Maybe you can hold conversation through your belly with the things you eat. But that's hardly normal behavior.
私、そんなことできません。
I can do nothing of the sort.
そう、できないでしょ。だからあんたのしたことはただの無茶だって言ってるのよ。
I should think not. And that's my point. That's what you did was pure and reckless.
でも、こうしてお話できています。
But here we are, conversing. The sneer affixed to Otohime's face faded into a dumbfounded look.
何を話したいの？
What could you and I have possibly to talk about? Otohime asked coldly, shifting an expression to one of obviously fake indifference.
乙姫様の本当の望みについてです。
About what you truly want, Lady Otohime.
乙姫様はアダバナ嵐でありながら私たちを追い出すこともエゾウシを完全に書き換えることもしませんでした。
You were an Adabana spoiler, yet you never drove us away, and you never completely rewrote the story.
それは 乙姫様ご自身が何を望んでいるのかわからなかったからではないでしょうか。
Was that not because you yourself did not know what you wanted?
Otohime narrowed her eyes as she gazed Shirohime's words.
そうね。
Yes, that's right.
私はあの人との日々が永遠に続けばいいと願いながら、それを叶えることをためらった。
I wanted for my days with him to last forever, but I hesitated to make that a reality. As Otohime's pale face contorted into a grimace, Shirohime pressed onward.
今からでも遅くはありません。本当の望みを見極めてください。
It is not too late. Find what it is you truly want.
それは必ず炭になるはずです。私と黒筆さんがその炭を使って絵草紙を書き換えます。
If you do that, it will become ink, and Kurofude and I will use that ink to rewrite the story.
そうすれば
If we do that,
無駄よ。もう遅いの。
You can't. It's too late now. She spoke in a weak murmur. Shirohime felt like a door was being slammed in her face. She grew choked up.
無駄じゃありません。遅くなんて。
it's not too late at all.
もういい。
Oh god, GG.
もういいのよ。
She's gonna spit us out. Cease this. Just cease this already. Otohime looked away and shook her head. Her long hair swayed around like seaweed fronds.
疲れたわ。本当の望みとやらを望むことにも
No!
諦めるこ
So
とに
maybe
も
we chose the right options,
疲れた。
you know, in the option earlier. I'm tired. Tired of wanting, really want something. Tired of resenting myself.
だってずっと望みながら諦めてきたのだもの。
I mean, look at me. I spent this whole time wanting something, yet resigning myself to it, never having it.
それはどういう。
What to you?
ああ、そうだわ。
Yes, that's right. Otohime looked up sharply, interrupting her. Shirome went quiet once more. What's
一
happening?
つだけ聞いてくれる？
Can I tell you one thing?
はい、もちろんです。
Yes, of course.
I spilled water on myself. Shirohime poked up at this tiny sliver of hope. She failed to notice some important things, however. Where did I spill my water to? Oh god. The dark, ominous light in Otohime's eyes. The way the eerily still air slowly stirred and began to swirl. Oh god, she moved. I gotta censor her again. Shirohime leaned in, filled with Yulia's sense of duty and earnest look on her face. Otohime leaned in and whispered into her ear in a melancholic tone.
可愛いお姫様をこの地獄に付き合わせたくない。せめて逃がしてやりたい。
I don't want you,
その望みならついえていない。
a darling little princess, dragged into my hell. I wish to let you out. That's a wish that I know wouldn't get dashed on the rocks.
そんな望みを叶えることくらいは今の私にもできるのよ。
And it's a wish I know I could grant as things stands.
What?
What happened before Shirohime could process what Otohime said? A water spout erupted beneath Shirohime, sending her far away. Oh god, she moved again. Wait. Otohime leaves moved faintly, forming a soft sound, a sound that never reached Shirohime's ears. Unable to resist, Shirohime was sucked once more into a flurry of red petals. Up and up, carried on a figurative updraft. It carried her far away from the Adabana spoiler's heart, and back to the safety of the world outside.
乙姫様。
Lady Otohime! She drew upon her full vocal strength to call, but her voice cracked so quickly she didn't even hear herself. Shirohime found herself immersed in cold sea water. No, that wasn't right. She could see the water surface overhead and light shining through it. It drew closer by the second. She was rising. More accurately, she was being carried upwards. There was an arm wrapped firmly around her waist, and her carrier was kicking his legs, swimming outwards with his free hand.
黒筆
Oh, he looks angry. He looks angry. Kurofude. She spoke quickly. Kurofude glanced at her and gave her a reassuring nod.
大丈夫。きっと逃げられる。
It's alright. We can escape. We can escape. With those words, Shirohime realized what was happening. Kurofude wasn't swimming towards the life above so much as he was swimming away from the darkness beneath them. From the gigantic rampaging Adabana spoiler and the blue ink that dyed the sea.
どうやらアダバナ嵐はこのエゾーシのすべてを塗りつぶすことにしたようだ。
It looks like the Adabana spoiler decided to paint over the whole book. Wait, let me move my turtle back. He looked weird on his chest. Taro.
それがあいつの望みを叶えることになるのかはわからないが。
I don't know if that will get her what she wants, but Shirohime looked down and bit down on her lip. The blue rushing up from the seafloor reminded her of Otohime eyes and... Are we gonna cough ink out now? The insides of the storehouse were as quiet as ever when they dragged themselves back into it. Shirohime was very obviously the more drained of the two, despite letting Kurofude do most of the swimming. Her mental exhaustion, the gravity on land, the sand on her feet sank into the mad dash that he made for Kurofude's door. It had used up all her reserves.
白姫、まさかまた。
Oh no. Shirohime, don't tell me it's happening again. Yes, cough the ink out. Kurofude frowned sharply, reminded of the unpleasant memory of last time. Shirohime was in no shape to answer. She was doubled over, racked by unceasing coughs. Until finally, this is not blood, this is not blood, this is ink. She coughed up blood like ink into her hands.
ご心配をおかけして申し訳ありません。
I apologize for alarming
も
you.
う大丈夫です。
I am fine. Okay.
墨をお願いできますか？
Can I use this ink, please?
わかった。
As you wish. Kurofude looked at her like he had much more to say, but decided to keep it to himself and simply comply. Yume again? Yeah. And so, new text was added to an otherwise blank page. Once upon a time, there was an upstanding young man named Urashima Taro. He rescued a turtle, which led to meeting and marrying Otohime, the princess of the seas, and they lived happily ever after. The end. Eh? Oh, flashback again?
私は一体
What happened to me?
大丈夫か？
Are you alright?
ひどくうなされてたみたいだった。悪い夢でも見たのか？
You were tossing and turning and moaning. Did you have a bad dream?
悪い夢
A bad dream?
そうであるような違うような
I think it was and was not one.
どうやら私はあなたの読んでくださっているお話の中にいたようです。
I think I was inside the story you were reading to me.
まどろみながらお話を聞いているうちに それがありのまま夢になったのです。
I grew drowsy while listening to you and started dreaming of what you were reading.
うつつと変わらない。
Thunder.
うつつと同じく
That's
らい
gonna rain.
鮮やかな感覚
No,
があ
wait,
りま
it's
した。
not. Sure, it's not rain. It's not thunder. Sag.
It was so I can't speak now. It was so very vivid, no different from reality. In fact, it was exactly like reality.
Oh, they're both
So
smiling.
yeah,
It's so
also-
cute. Oh, that sounds neat.
うなされてたのはそのせいか。
That explains
少し怖いところがあるものな。
your tossing and turning.
特にさっき読んでたとこなんかは。
The story has some scary bits in it, especially the last part.
はい、まさにその通りで、揺り起こしてくださって本当に助かりました。
It was terrifying, and I'm most grateful to you for nudging me awake.
I'm craving soup right now, guys. It's almost 1 a.m. and I want soup.
こんな目には会いたくないよな。
I have soup, I think, in the cupboard. Kita. I want soup. I guess no one would want to go through that, not even just a dream.
とはいえ、話の世界を夢に見るだなんて、それこそ絵草紙みたいな話だ。
But
羨ましくもあるな。
getting to see fairy tale worlds in a dream sounds like an illustrated book on its own. I'm kind of jealous now.
ええ、恐ろしくなる前は楽しい体験でした。
Yes, it was quite enjoyable up until the scary part.
今こうしていても行ったこともない山間の夕日がこのまぶたに焼き付いているようで、
Even now, I can clearly see the sun setting between the mountains that I've never visited.
果たしてどちらが夢でどちらがうつつなのかと。
It makes me wonder which is dream and which is reality.
聞けば聞くほど楽しそうだ。
This just get better and better.
次は私が絵草紙を読みましょうか。夢になっても怖くない楽しいお話を。
Should I read you an illustrated book next time? Perhaps a motivated story. One that would not be scary to dream about.
いいのか？
Would you?
もちろん。
She woke up abruptly, as if dragged from out the quagmire of slumber. Oh, Kura is playing with the company. A loud noise was answering the questions of whether she would wake up fully or go back to sleep before she had a chance to answer it herself. Shirohime took in the scene, bleary-eyed. Her dozing habit had reared its head again during their search for the next distorted storybook. A hand moved when she walked, sending a book stack tumbling. Shirohime felt a surge of guilt and embarrassment once she grasped the whole of what had just had transpired.
私なんてことを。
Oh dear, what have I done?
大丈夫か？
Are you alright? Kurobure spoke up as she hastily scrambled to sort out the fallen stacks of books. He showed neither surprise nor annoyance as Shirohime's little blunder. He shot her a glance from between stacks of illustrated books.
大丈夫です。お騒がせして申し訳ありません。
I'm well. My apologies if I frightened you.
It's fine.
怪我などしていないならそれでいい。
Oh, it is thunder! Yeah! It's fine, really, as long as you're not hurt. Shirohime started to answer, then paused. She had an odd look in her eye and turned her gaze past her arm, as though studying someone else's unfamiliar hand. Her hand felt like it had hit something. It seemed she had battered another stack of books with her hand and knocked it over in her sleep. In other words, her hands had been moving while she slept.
ど
How?
うして私は
I don't
そ
know.
のようなことを。
Why would I do that?
There was nothing strange about it. In fact, it was normal for human bodies to react and move in different ways as people slept. But somewhere deep down, part of her wasn't willing to simply write it off as normal.
どうした？ 何かあったのか？
What is it? Is something the matter?
No.
It's nothing. She started to say, but then she stopped herself again. Fragments strewn about her mind, and bodies suddenly assembled together and took on a single form. Shirohime suddenly felt dizzy and squeezed her eyes shut. There was something in the darkness illuminated by a single flash of lightning.
私夢を見ていたようです。
I think I was dreaming.
夢。
You were?
え
Yes, I
え、おそ
think.
らく
Shirohime paused mid-sentence to consider the words she had used. Dream. She felt like she had never had a dream before, at least not since she first woke up in the dark forest and Kurofude came to her rescue. The realization gave her a strange feeling that was hard to put into words. Shirohime turned towards Kurofude once more.
先ほどの私は眠っている間、知らない場所にいて知らないはずのものを見ていました。
As I slept, I was in a place unfamiliar to me,
これこそが夢なのですよね。
watching things that I was unfamiliar with. This is what a dream is it not?
ああ、
Yes. Like, there's a weird way to define dreams, but okay. Kurofude affirmed after a brief pause to Shirohime's relief. It had been such an odd experience. By the time she had closed her eyes to the time she had opened them again, she gained memories of events she never experienced. It was like a spirit had left her body and gone wandering, only to return when she awoke.
確かこの蔵に似た場所でした。男の子と女の子がいて一緒に本を読んでいるのです。
It was a place very similar to the storehouse. There was a little boy and a little girl reading books together.
どんな子供たちだったか何を読んでいるのかはわかりません。ただ二人とも幸せそうに笑っていて
I cannot see what kind of children they were or what they were reading. I know only that they seemed so happy by the way they smiled.
The general image was so vivid in her mind, yet every time she tried to remember specifics, she couldn't grasp them. It was so frustrating, but at the same time, fun. Was this because, like with the books, she had gotten to see a place that wasn't here? Shirohime thought back to the feeling in her hand. The scene from the dream came back to her unbeaten.
そうです。夢の中で女の子は絵草紙を手に取ろうとしました。
Oh, I remember. The little girl in the dream was reaching for a book.
そうしたら私の隣にあるこの絵草紙の山が崩れて目が覚めたのです。
That was when the stack of books next to me fell, and I woke up.
Shirohime moved her hand over the reassembled stack of books to reenact the scene. It was probably that unconscious motion and that real sensation it had left her in her hand that made it so easy to remember what she had dreamt.
つまり私は夢の中のあの子になりきってこのように手を伸ばしたのですね。
You see, I reached out like this, pretending to be the girl in my dream.
夢に合わせて体が動いてしまうだなんておかしなことです。
How silly of me to move in tandem with a dream.
そうか。
I see.
Kurofude answered quietly. His tone was dispassionate.
Wrong voice. Kurofude answered quietly. His tone was dispassionate, but his lips were faintly curved at the sight of Shirohime smiling. It was a very typical reaction for him. Anytime the needle in Shirohime's heart began to shift, he would always stop what he was doing to look on her warmly. Yet this time, Shirohime detected something slightly different about it. For but a moment, his cheerful gaze seemed to have an odd, ever so slight waver to it. But it was gone just as quickly, and when Shirohime studied him again, she found no signs of it. I merely imagine it, Shirohime concluded firmly. I just realized Kurofude has removed his haori. It's like one layer lesser. The two of them resumed their hunt for the book distortions. As before,
Every book Shirohime picked up was new and fascinating to her. Oftentimes, Shirohime started imagining what sorts of things she could experience if she ventured into this book or that one. What conversations would she have if she met the characters? What kind of adventures would she go on? What strange phenomena would she witness? Every time Shirohime finished a book, her heart felt just a little warmer than it had before. Surprise, sorrow, amusement, anger, and delight. Emotions that should have been familiar to her, but now they trickled in different hues than before. As if a gentle drizzle had turned into a bountiful spring of water. Shirohime abruptly looked up when she saw a familiar light at the corner of her eyes. A book in Kurofude's hand glowed brightly. It's like filling the storehouse. Yes,
白姫
Shirohime,
歪みだ
we got a distortion.
Hi.
So we have. Where are we going next? Let's save first. Save it here. Yes. The two of them nodded firmly to one another and let themselves get whisked away to a new world. Uriko Hime to Amano Jaku. Oh, this one again. I feel like I've read this before as well. But anyway, guys, this is a good place for me to end this because it's 1 a.m. almost, and I want soup. Maybe I won't get soup, but I want soup still. But yeah, and also I want to go play Star Rail because there's a new update and there's new events. I'm wondering why don't I stream Star Rail? Because I don't think my laptop can stream in general. I probably could play it, but not stream it at the same time. It's probably too heavy on the CPU with all the shaders and stuff, you know. So sadly, I can't play it on stream. Something I wish I could. It's probably gonna be very, very fun to watch me react to things. But yeah, thank you guys for coming today. It's time for me to go rest my voice. I'm not too sure when I'll be able to stream again, honestly, because the only reason why I could now was because I had the chance and priority to do so. So the next time I could be streaming, could be a month, could be more than that. So I don't know when that will change. Hopefully by the time, or maybe before that, I don't know. Maybe the next time you see me, I'll be in my new design. Maybe the next time you see me, I'll I don't know, still be the same. But yeah, we'll hopefully be able to finish this another time. I seriously question how people finish this game in like 6 hours. Maybe because they were not narrating, reading off the thing in real life, other than skimming through the text. But yeah, each tale took me about 3 hours. How the heck are they able to finish reading 6? I don't know. They probably speedrun it. But yeah, thank you guys for coming today. It's late. I'ma go. I'm so happy it's gonna rain soon, I think. But yeah, oyasume, sweet dreams. Bye bye.